Welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast, CounterCast. This is me, Mudwire.
This is me, Reggie.
It's time for the 9/11 of Kashtira's, the ban list.
Yeah, it's 9/11 all over this. Like, because there's two ban lists, to be more specific, and both of them just fucking killed their respective decks.
Good. Fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's three, actually, if you count Duel Links, and I am going to count it, because I want to talk about that a little bit, because I got a bitch about something, but... yeah, so, Total Waifu Death, known as Kashtira Arise Heart, the Destroyer of Women, he is just fucking dead.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, like, it took this long to get it done, 'cause he's just a terribly designed card. I never liked him, even when he was announced. Like, nothing endears me to him. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's not great, but, like... Honestly, I feel like I've had worse experiences with cards. Like, all my Kashtira experiences were usually like, yeah, I can get around this. Meanwhile, I went against Runic Stun at... I'm gonna bitch about this. I went against Runic Stun at Locals semi-recently, and fucking... That is maybe the least fun deck to play against, and it's not even tiered. It's just one of those things where it's like, did he open one of his quick play spells in Vanity's Fiend? Yes? You can't play.
No, you were telling me about this. And, like,
I was. I'm still mad because
yeah.
this... I know this is a really petty thing to bitch about on a podcast. I understand that. But fuck it. It's our podcast. We'll do what we want.
we can bitch about anything.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
And for real, he was a total dick. Like, the whole time he was going, you gotta hurry up. We only have, like, 30 minutes left. It's like, you are literally playing a deck designed to make it so that no one can take any actions but you. Fuck off.
Yeah, stun players are like the worst. And I've got nothing to add to that.
Yeah,
they don't deserve the time.
Yeah, like fucking Runic is one thing. Runic plus Vanity's Fiend is just like, why were you born? Like, could a different sperm have won?
It could have. But we're approaching territory that probably shouldn't be done on a video podcast.
I activate spermicide.
Oh no! Yeah, well that's like the only ban on this list. So fuck Kashtira.
I don't know why this ban list, the only ban on this list. But yeah, there's two things that were limited. And both of them were pretty necessary because I think even Konami's getting a little bit sick of D-Link.
Yeah, kind of. It's the problem with D-Link is it's kind of eternal. Like, as long as they keep they're like, oh yes, we should kill D-Link. Oh yeah, next set, here's some dragons.
It's
genuinely chaos support.
You have like 4 analog dragon types. You got worm, you got dinosaur, you got sea serpent, you got fucking reptile even. Any of those could still look like dragons if you wanted them to. But what do you need? What do you decide to keep printing?
Name drop dragon in the name.
Yeah, fucking... I think the worst part actually is that like rockets are kind of an unfortunate victim of this, because I like the basic idea behind rockets, like using your main deck dudes as ammo for the extra deck dudes. That's a really good way of integrating your main deck into your extra deck and making both feel equally important. The problem is, intrinsically, a lot of the older ones are outdated because of how slow their floating is, and just a lot of Revolver's shit is just shit. Like, fucking... Oh, God. And
yeah, that's the real issue, like... The problem as well is like there are cards as well they could have hit, like Rocket Tracer and Quick Launch, which they just clearly didn't hit for some reason. Because like if they're still winning worlds, like if they're winning worlds, and your only response is to hit 2 of the cards that make the deck pretty good, then you've not really hit the deck. The deck is still poised to be like tier 1.
I don't even think we said what got limited. It was Chaos Space and Bestial Magnemite. And Magnemite fucking deserved it. Like, no stop.
Chaos Space, yeah, Chaos Space kind of didn't deserve it, because I like that card. And it's a shame because it also hits a lot of other decks that use it. And I think this is the unfortunate like suffering of like a lot of weaker decks have.
Yeah, of course this happens the moment I get the final pieces I need for my fucking Chaos Fabled deck, but at the same time, I'm less broken up about this one because I feel like it was only a matter of time.
It really is. Some of these cards really are on a timer. Like if D-Link like continues to perform, maybe they'll hit like quick launch, and maybe they'll hit like maybe like Striker Dragon or some shit.
I mean, Striker Dragon's already at 1, so they have to ban him.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just like, it really just does annoy me how, because of the way Revolver's deck functions, there are essentially 4 components to it. There's rockets, there's Borals, there's Topologics, and there's random Dark Dragons. Now the problem is Topologics are Cybursts, so in order to have an accurate Revolver deck, you cannot lock to dragons. And fucking the Dark Dragons are not named, so you can't lock to like summoning rockets or Borals. The most you can do is lock to Darks, but honestly, I think the deck doesn't give a shit about that.
No deck gives a shit about that.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what happened with Orcus.
No, I don't want to remember what happened with Orcus. We'll get to that.
Yeah, you can't even lock the link specifically because Borals use every extra deck type, so it's just you cannot do anything to Dragon Link without murdering Rocket by mistake.
Well, maybe sometimes it's worth it. Like they straight up killed Trickstar for less.
Trickstar won Worlds.
So did Dragons.
Yeah, but like Trickstar's deserved it. Is what I'm saying.
True. It's funny seeing a Jobber character just get immediately blasted again.
Man, Reigns was a show.
Reigns was the time. We've got some limits in the form of Orange Light and Salamangreat Gazelle.
Alright, neat.
Yeah, cool. Gazelle's kind of cool because like it's now the first full power toss format deck.
It's weird to me because I feel like it's the only one that could like entirely
Reasonably
come off the ban list because honestly, despite being the one of those decks to win Worlds, it's also kind of the most low powered out of all of them.
Like we're kind of in the environment for it, sort of like mid-range aggro type decks that sort of like play a reasonable game of Yu-Gi-Oh. The only thing that like they have at the minute is like, was it access code?
Yeah, and I think Salamangreat of Fire locks them out of that. So
yeah, but they've also, but isn't there like game plan like Rage for 4 and hopefully swing for game next turn? It's not completely dead. The only thing they can't do is Babuski.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, the problem is you'd still have to eat through the opponent's interruptions to make like that Link 4. So I don't know.
We'll see. Like I have a feeling Sky Strikers are going to be next. There's no fucking chance in hell that like Colossus or any of the Orcus shit will ever come back to.
Harp might be able to come back to 1, but nothing like fucking Nightmare Mermaid or anything.
Yeah, it's Orcus combo is still a thing. It can hurt you.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard rumors that Phantom Nightmare is supposed to have Orcus stuff, so I'm hoping.
I hope not. Like as much as I don't hate August in its current state.
Honestly, if they just get new support that's good and Dark Locks for the full turn, I think that would solve the problem.
More or less. Like to their credit, Konami are getting slightly better at fixing old busted decks in a way that is meaningful.
Remember the Gishki support? That shit was cracked.
Yeah.
Same with Unchained even, which I've been greatly enjoying that deck. It's a fun mid-range deck that just blows itself up. Yeah,
that literally. It did blow up. People are just playing that now, and it's now no support. Like no deck is ever too far away from being tier 1, as we'll probably discuss later on with a certain deck. But for now, we'll see where it goes. They're still full power purely. They're still more or less. That's not full power. They're missing.
Yeah,
Delicious?
They got one thing. I think they got one thing hit. I don't fully remember though.
Yeah,
but
it's just delicious memories. And they've also and Rescue Ace is about to get Diabell Star.
Hell yeah, I'm excited for that. I think this format's going to be really fun in terms of mid-range. Like, there doesn't seem to... Although Unchained is strong, it doesn't really do anything unfair aside from refuse to die.
I do kind of. The only thing I want to see going forward is probably some of these banished cards being dealt with, like D-Shifter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think D-Shifter is just a bullshit card.
Like it started off pretty bad as a not very like helpful, like useful card, but now it's just like fucking everywhere.
Yeah, no, it's amazing how it was like out of the 3, I think the 2019 tins with fucking Nib, DRNM, and D-Shifter, like 2 of those were, I mean, they're all still amazing, but like D-Shifter was like really like, it'll have its time, and now it does, and I hate it.
Yeah, Dark Rulers like kind of fell off at the minute, and Nib sort of like holding strong for now.
Yeah, Nib shows up as like a gatekeeper essentially. It's like, oh, you can't make a summon before X amount of turns. Fuck you. That happened to me when I was fighting Monadium combo. I'm depressed.
What does that deck do these days? Is it okay? Is it pretty good, Monadium?
It's decent from what I understand. It ends on Dispater, Baron, and I think either Counter Trap or Appaloosa, I think. It's got a weird amount of gas, so it's kind of hard to figure out where to stop it.
Vesus is gassy.
I already don't like Vesus, and now you're saying this to me.
There's a fart joke.
Vesus Brap Heart,
yeah.
He's wind.
Anyway, before we get like too like down that hole, there's an OCG ban list as well. It's pretty fresh as of the time of this recording. We'll run through it quickly because the OCG is not really that much of a big deal to us.
How the fuck was Rongo Mini at Unlimited over there? What the fuck is wrong with them?
They live in a different world. I'm glad to see it gone. It's a shame Chaos Ruler is now well and truly dead.
Good.
But like it was necessary for the purpose of just getting rid of Tears. Same with the Guido and Kelbeck.
Yeah, they really wanted these bitches gone, and I don't blame them. But like at the same time, I have to wonder what made them think printing Chaos Ruler was a good idea in the first place. You've got a card that mills 4 and searches 1 on summon, and then revives itself by banishing materials, which will oftentimes be a plus if you banish things that like go off in the graveyard. So I just have to wonder why.
Don't get me wrong, it's super fun going like Chaos Ruler and then making like fucking zombie vampire and like milling about 1,000 cards, but it's intrinsically broken, especially when Chaos Ruler is basically painful choice.
Yeah.
Limited is another
yeah.
Tear Limits. They really wanted this dead. Holy shit.
Good. This deck's fucking annoying. Fucking Rescue Ace Airlifter is semi-limited. Delicious Memory is semi-limited. Armageddon Knight is unlimited. And Meow Meow Moo is unlimited.
They semi-limited Rivalry of Warlords for some reason. Why semi-limit? Just fucking limit or ban it.
Because I don't really understand the OCG. I think of it as a very crazy place that I don't want to be in because it's infested with bug. Like Max C. Yeah, it's not like the kind you can fuck. It's the Max C.
I've got such a soft spot for Max C. It's the stupidest card in the game.
it's such a God.
But it just goes to show, especially like all the Duel Links videos where people are like talking about the play/victory rate of card like decks with Max C in. It's like what 99.5%.
Yes, it's just played at an insane ratio, and I just genuinely have to wonder why.
Yeah, it's maybe someday. They got Super Heavy Samurai Bike back to 3. Is any of any other cards in the Super Samurai deck like limited or on their end? Or
that's Japan's problem. I don't care.
I'm just mad they limited Scarecrow.
I'm mad they banned him over here.
No, that's what I was talking about. Sorry.
And in the last like ban list in this triple threat is a Duel Links ban list. And starting off, it's effective 28th of September, so still have a few more days to go here. I'm doxing our time. Shooting Riser Dragon was limited to 1 because Pendulums still have that insane skill that lets them essentially go +3, and they were using this to make Sub-Zero Trish on the opponent's turn to banish their entire field.
Lol.
Madolche Patingsa Sour got semi-limited, and so did Lady Debug. I think Patingsa Sour is actually a buff instead of a limit. I want to say the same thing for Lady Debug, just so you can use it with like other limited 3 cards. I don't remember. And Dragon Pit Magician and Destiny Hero Malicious were both limited 3 because D Hero and Pen Mag were definitely like swarming the tops of the ladders right now. And unlimited is just some old busted shit like Tatsunoko. What the fuck is Tatsunoko? You know, fine. Thunder Dragon Dark, Yellow Light, Luna Light Yellow Martin, which is great. Dark Contract with the Gate, Mech Knight Indigo Eclipse, Farfa, Ritual Beast Tamer Elder, and surprisingly, Speedward Fuki Madoshi Piper and Speedward Double Yo-Yo, which feels like one of the quickest unbans I've seen. Like,
yeah, but you got to think like the drop off for Speedroid power is gonna be so fucking quick. Like going forward, Speedroids just probably just get worse.
Probably, but like they were really good with their skill, and they still are pretty competent. It's just their consistency took a hit because the skill made it so that you're not allowed to mill anything now. You have to mill red-eyed dice, which is a bit like telling someone that they're only allowed to drink gasoline. But you know.
you can't make me choose. I want to drink that gasoline out of my own volition.
But yeah, that's all the ban list stuff. It's weird for me to say that I feel like the Duel Links ban list was better than the real game ban list, but at the same time, I think the current format in the real game is actually pretty nice with things now. So I don't know.
Yeah, like in terms of Duel Links, I stopped playing that shit like probably 8 months ago, and have not really looked back. So I've got no bearing on like where the game is at right now. And I'm sure you're about
is meta, so.
Whoa! You serious?
Yes. Okay, so every time an anime deck gets meta in that game, it's mostly because they get a busted ass skill. And here's what Blackluster Soldier gets. Sorry, jeez. Blackluster Soldier gets a skill known as Soul of Darkness and Light. This skill puts about 7 cards in your fucking graveyard at the start of the duel. Super Soldier Ritual, Karibo, Sphere Karibo, both of the different Blackluster Soldier Gaias, Dark Magician, and what's that dumbass elf's name? Mystical Elf. That's like, yeah, no, that's exactly 7 cards that it puts in your graveyard at the start of the duel. And every time you summon a Blackluster Soldier monster, this includes any of the rituals or fucking Envoy of the Beginning, you get to search a Blackluster Soldier ritual from your deck with a different name from the shit you control, and then put 3 banished cards back into your graveyard. This pairs really well with nasty shit like Kiteroid, and you can essentially keep recycling your Super Soldier ritual. Additionally, if you grab the vanilla Blackluster Soldier, you can then grab Chaos Form. And keep in mind, Blackluster Soldier Legendary Swordsman is in this game, so if you go battle phase with Blackluster Soldier Legendary Swordsman, your opponent's field is just gone.
I'm so there. I'm actually really there for it because I'm not that far off having a full Blackluster Soldier deck.
I honestly kind of enjoy playing it. The only downside I have is that like Yugi only has 1 voice line for any Blackluster Soldier stuff, and it's just for summoning BLS. He doesn't even have an attack line for it, which is it's like, come on, that's part of the fun of this game.
The game is selectively lazy, I find, with like when it comes to certain like flavor things. Like, you know that Yugi's got the Gandoras and the Blackluster Soldiers, and
yeah, doesn't they actually not have lines for the new Magnet Warriors?
I don't know.
It's fucking bizarre, but yeah, it's very weird and selective, and I wish they'd go back and like add more lines, because they've done this exactly once with Bakura, and that's just because they added him back into Darksider Dimensions.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like if they called up Dan Green right now, he'd be like, "Why, yes, I'd love to come back and do more Yugi. Please sign me a check."
Yeah, fucking, I'd love to have him like
so
say,
he can go back to doing his
I'm going to summon an illusion monster. Blah 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 blah. Like that'd be great.
I will now go back to my podcast about crystals.
Have you heard of Testina? It's pretty cool. Yugi, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about DUNE TCG.
Yay! Oh wait, one more thing about Blackluster Soldier. There's a fucking model kit coming out for him that looks really cool.
Oh yeah, it does look pretty badass. I might actually dump some money on that, maybe.
Same, honestly. I'm glad we're finally getting like more actually articulated Yu-Gi-Oh merch, and we're getting a fucking Pearly and a Melfi plush as well.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the end of that statement. But anyways, I do.
Yeah, that came out in the TCG. What end of last month?
12 years ago.
Or July? It was July.
That's not what I said.
Hmm?
I said 12 years ago. Stupid.
Oh. When did it come out?
Yesterday.
Shit. Well, we better get a move on then. So Testina is the TCG archetype, and it's terrible.
It's a Pistana.
Yeah, and as we know, when a TCG deck starts bad, it kind of
Stays bad.
stays bad.
War, rocks, war.
Hey, I still believe in more rock supremacy.
That is not a good thing to believe.
I'm a total convert, and I can't let it go. I'm sorry.
Me show up and me preach at your house, but club you in head, kill you instantly.
Should we actually talk about these cards?
No.
Okay. Podcast over. Close it out here.
Sentinel of the Testina is a level 3 wind aqua bird. And if it's in hand or graveyard, and if it's in hand or graveyard and you can control a light Testina, you can special summon this. You can target a Testina or face down card you control, pop it, and then search a Testina card. It's alright. It can pop itself to grab stuff and can extend and summon itself.
Yeah, like the key issue here is how you're getting that light Testina on the field.
Cheating.
You just put it on the board when your opponent looks away. You know, I was there the whole time.
Just you start like placing mech knights on your board and like writing Testina on their names.
That's not a Testina, that's a mech knight.
It says Testina Indigo Eclipse, stupid. Anyways.
Testina torsion.
Testini weenie. Hound of the Testina is a level 4 Earth Aqua. I love weird type combos. And has the same summon condition. Testina monsters you control can attack directly while your opponent controls a face down monster. This one's less good, aka bad.
Yeah, you kind of need to run it because they don't have enough names.
You always run into this issue. Like Goaty had the same issue too. Like you just barely had anything to work with, so it's like, okay, come here. I was gonna say Zep, but that was like the second wave. I don't remember what the first wave Goaties were.
Schiff.
Snopes.
The red. It just sounds like just noises.
Your graveyard has been debunked. Yeah, though it's. I'll get into my feelings on the archetype once we read through the rest of these. Also, why are these aqua? These are like made out of rocks.
I think
ice.
Konami just likes to like make crystals different. Like first they were rocks. Oh no, they were machines first with Crystons. Then they were rocks with the Adamant Sphere, and now
there were women
aqua.
with adamant. Well, the woman and 2 men with Adamant Sphere.
That's not a rock. That's a threesome.
Awooga. The rocks are just butt plugs.
Dude, they do kind of the Adamant Sphere main deck rocks do kind of look like butt plugs.
Uh-oh, Dragite got crushed in my butt.
No, he's our best monster.
He's the only main deck rock you play.
We got Demigod, which is the first of the light ones. If you control a Testina card, you can special summon it from your hand, and then add a Testina spell trap from your deck to your hand. And if you control Crystal God, which is the other one, you can flip as many monsters your opponent controls face down.
And send the face-up ones to hell! The graveyard.
So it's kind of like Daruma Cannon if it sucked. because you have to send them, not your opponent.
Oh yeah, so it doesn't out towers shit.
No. The towers will stay on the field.
It's fine, but the real issue comes in with Crystal God Testina. Level 10 Light Aqua. During your main phase, you do a slower version of Demigod's effect. It's not a quick effect, it's an ignition effect spell speed 1. If it's destroyed by an opponent's card, it does that. This sucks.
Yeah, it's bad. The problem is, like, it's kind of name dropped on other cards.
Yeah, so you can't avoid it. Like, it's weird because Eldritch, despite only really focusing around the big guy and I guess the fusion, doesn't specifically mention him. It just says an Eldritch monster, so there's flexibility there. But he's still amazing, so you run him anyways.
Yeah, well, that just goes to show you, like, the disparity of card design sometimes. Like, on the one hand, you've got fucking Golden Man. And the other hand, you've got the not-so-golden god.
Crystal Pistol.
Then we've got Breath of the Testina, the continuous spell. Actually gives you a extra normal summon of Testina monster, and you can target a face monster you control, or if you control a light Testina, you can control any face-up monster, add a Testina card from your deck to your hand, and set the card? I think you said.
It does search.
Yeah, it adds to your hand and then flips it face down.
Yeah, I also made a mistake when I was writing about the field spell, which is important. Divine Domain Ba Testina is a field spell, and during the main phase, you can mill a Testina, and if your opponent controls 3 or more face-up cards, you can special summon Crystal God Testina from hand or deck. If it's destroyed by your opponent's card effect while in the field zone, special summon a Testina from deck or graveyard. This is the one way to summon God of the Testina.
Yeah, you better buckle up, kid, because there's not much else.
If you get ashed, you have no game plan.
It is Jova. Finally is... Oh, there you go.
This deck doesn't do anything going first, by the way.
It doesn't even do anything going second, really. Second, next up is a Signs of the Testina, which is a trap. You target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Special summon this card as an effect monster that dies if the face-up monster leaves the field, or sort of vice versa.
This is depressing.
Yeah, I read it once, and then I read it again, and I was like, yeah, but what do you do? Like, what's the point? What do I get out of summoning on your opponent's turn?
I summon tokens.
Yeah, it's probably one of the worst trap monsters we've ever had. Near and abouts.
Yeah, at least like fucking what was Metal Reflect Slime? Yeah, at least he turns into like Obelisk.
Even then, Metal Reflect Slime had like a fucking massive booty where you could like sit on him.
Yeah. But yeah, the new TCG archetype sucks so far. Maybe fucking Agob will fix it when it comes out in like 4 weeks or so. So yeah.
Maybe.
Anyways, the secrets for the set include Revolution Synchron, Nightmare Magician, Crimson Dragon, Dark Corridor, Sleipnir the Runic Mane, Visas Amritara, Evolzar, Lars, Crystal God Testina, Sinful Spoils of Subversion, Snake Eye, and Tokusanu Shinkyojin. That's the draw 2 for level 10.
Yeah, didn't they like basically just not translate it?
Yeah, but I can respect that, honestly. It's a very heavily Japanese themed card anyways. So it's just like, yeah, no, that makes sense.
True. It's starting kind of like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Old school callback where they just used to do that with cards.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes they did things where, like, I think Raigeki was called Lightning in Japan, and here they called it the Japanese name, which I kind of dig that kind of localization. Like, that's fun. Like what they did for Gishkis, because they were called Ritual in Japan, but here we called them the Japanese term for rituals.
Yeah,
really cool.
I think Ritual would have like got stuck on people's tongues a bit too much.
Yeah, it also would mean that you any card that uses the word ritual in its text name now would be basically searchable by anything in the deck. So you know,
small details.
Yeah. But yeah. This rarity spread is kind of bad.
Yeah, it's not good. I thought we'd try and avoid it, talking about it a little bit. This set is pretty crusty all round.
It kind of, but at the same time,
it's not a bad set.
There's actually really good stuff in the lower rarities, like Rescue Ace and Unchained are both not too bad to get, honestly, because the ultras include Chimera the King of Phantom Beasts, who was like $25 for some reason. Altergeist Adminia, Emperor Charles the Great, Infernoble Arms Almace, Noble Arms Museum, Cosmic Quasar Dragon, Angelica, Princess of Noble Arms, E. Pearly Noor, Fusion Armament, the Testina Field Spell, Testina Demigod, Unchained Soul Lord Yama, Arahime, the Manifested Mikanko, and Hita, the Fire Channeler.
Neat. I think some of these are sort of like pretty big players.
Yeah, a lot of the ultras are also available as quarter century secret rares.
Oh yeah, that's true. When's that going to stop? I think
in a quarter century.
25 more years, baby. Will the game ever make it to 50? Let's find out.
I know I won't.
None of us will.
Nibiru is coming for us. We've summoned more than 5 times.
Oh.
But yeah. There's a few. Sorry, I'm tired.
You sound incredibly sleepy. You okay?
No. Anyways, there's a few like extra cards and stuff, like new imports and exclusives. We got Synchro Force back, which is a normal trap that bounces monsters on the field equal to the number of synchros with different names you control. It's a neat card since a Duelist Genesis can search it.
Yeah, that's true. It's not even a bad card in particular either, because bouncing's good.
Yeah. There's a Zutomosaurus, which is a reference to that one dino card where a dude's neck is getting bitten off. It's not good, but I appreciate it on the sole basis that it's just like, hey, we're buddies! And the other one's just like,
Yeah, and it still like destroys the baby if you happen to control it. It's a bit crusty, but you can kill the baby. Next up is speaking of dinosaurs, they got Storage Pod, which is a fusion monster that takes Trifortriceratops and Stegocyber.
All right, I don't need to hear anymore. It's already based. Next card.
Quibelt the Blade Dragon. It's a level 7 Dark Dragon Synchro, which on summon pops a card on Synchro Summon. And if it's destroyed, you can target a monster and prevent it from attacking until the end of your opponent's turn. It's pretty good. I can think of decks that could use this.
RDA.
Yeah. And they're getting a structure deck. It's like it reminds me of like Diablantis, where like it's just it's not too busted of a synchro, but it just happens to be a TCG exclusive.
Well, it's just a thing where it's like also there isn't too much in the way of decks that can use it yet.
Yeah. I think the synchro summon pop probably may pop up in a future.
Well, I was talking more about Diablantis because Million Insect could be useful, but like there's not an insect deck that synchros a lot.
Diablantis is a bit of a ticket. It is kind of a ticking time bomb. We just need better insect decks, you know.
The last card that I care to talk about is Finisterre, Tower of the Necroworld. Level 10 Water Zombie, and if you control level 10, you can special it from hand. If sent to the graveyard, you can give a card on the field card effect destruction protection. Neat.
Cool.
Aside from that, there's honestly, I think Dune's alright. I was a bit more down on it at first, but like seeing that it's got 2 pretty low rarity decks that are performing pretty well, that's genuinely pretty admirable.
Yeah, you know, it's like for the first set of the new series, it doesn't have to like completely knock it out of the park. It just has to sort of like be interesting, I think, more than anything.
Yeah, I think the rarity spread is a little bit weird, but there's not a whole lot in Secret Rare that you need anyways. But after that, there's some Soulburning Volcano rarities. This set sucks. Sunlight Wolf is a ghost rare. The ultras are Salamagrate of Fire, Salamagrate Tiger, Burst Griffin, Raging Phoenix, Volcanic Emperor, Volcanic Trooper, Battling Boxer Uppercutter, Promoter, and King Dempsey. And these sets need to have fewer fucking ultra rares.
Yeah, like if
I should not have to pay $20 for Salamagrate of Fire.
You're gonna have to, because like it's the only thing that deck has right now, apparently.
Oh, I'm sorry, $28.
Wow, live price updates. Yeah, like these sets also famously don't age well unless your name is Magician Souls.
Well, I really don't know what was keeping them from making the Salamagrate support good, because it would have sold the fucking set.
It also begs the question: what would have made it good?
The less fucking like Battling Box and Volcanic probably would not have been meta, but like Salamangreat had a pretty decent shot, and they decided, let's make every card terrible. Like, it doesn't do anything new. The most it does is slightly streamline their old game plan, but that's it.
It's a hard sell, because like I keep saying, what does the deck need to make it like viable again?
Boss monsters actually do anything. Like,
Access
most of their
code
boss
token.
monsters like search cards, and that's it. And then they sit there like fat idiots.
Just summon access code talker. Swing for game, idiot.
Yeah. Oh, what's that funny Firelock doing on Salamangreat of Fire? Huh? Interesting.
Yeah. Curious. Like they really want to like, because like fire's the hot new thing going into the new year. They're really pushing like just making sure that like they don't fuck it up. So they're just whacking Firelocks here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Snake Eye. We'll get to those in a moment, unless we already did get to them. I don't remember.
We didn't. Did we do Snake Eye? We didn't do.
No, we didn't. But first,
we did Pendulums.
I want to clean up some stuff real quick, like a monstrous revenge set list. We got imports like Assault Synchron, Armed Neos, Rocket Coder, Flame Wingman, Infernal Rage, baby, Link Decoder, the Courageous Infernoble card, the Puppet cards, Ghost Fusion cards, more bad performance piles, Guardman, blah 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 blah, Blackwing Sharnga, Photon Jumper, the bad Sky Striker Sages, Volcanic Shell is here. You got Dark Arm Dragon, Aratama, Quick Fix, Photon Vanisher, Danger Nessie, the Punk Engine of Sharakusai, Xiamin, Foxatoon, and Ogre Dance, Math Mech Sigma and Equation, a little late for that, Water Enchantress, No Punk Deer Note, Sakitama, Punk Rising Carp, Mysterion, Bestial Baldrake, Drake Berserker, blah 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 blah, Madolche Queen Tiaramasu, finally, Jin Buster, Hard Earth Dragon, Tellarknight, Tolamouse, Constellar Diamond, Divine Arsenal Zeus, IP Masquerena, Super Polymerization, Book of Eclipse, Sky Striker Engage, Rite of Aramesir, the other bad adventure token cards, Macrocosmos, Welcome Labyrinth, and Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle. But apparently she's only there as a quarter-century secret rare.
Huh.
Yeah,
the one thing I take away from this set is like everything here is sort of like fine, like, but like the Sakitama reprint is like, dude, that guy only came out like what, one set ago.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the fastest reprints I think I've ever seen, next to like Foolish Burial Goods.
It's very strange. But with that out of the way, Megatin Titties. Let's talk about the world premieres first.
Yeah, we got Time Thieves, we got
wait. Let me talk about this one first. Our first card is Camelot, Realm of Noble Knights and Noble Arms, which is a field spell, and once per turn you can pop an equipped card you control instead of a Noble Knight that would be destroyed. During your main phase, you can banish this card until the next standby, and place fucking Round Table from hand, deck, or graveyard. Then you can special summon an Artorigus monster or search a Noble Arms from deck or graveyard. Meaning you get a vanilla or search a Noble Arms. Run the Infernoble field spell, you dumbass.
Yeah, it's weirdly bloated. Like most Noble Knight cards, there's a lot of words, but not a lot of stuff going on, really. I'm pretty sure like the field spell banishing itself to put it back in the field spell zone is like probably what is the first effect of its kind. But that's pretty much it. Like the, what do you call it, like when a monster like banishes itself to come back.
Zeta.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
it's the Psy-Frame Zeta of fame of field spells.
Except this one doesn't this one is baffling because the Noble Knight field spell, Round Table, was for a while made fun of, rightfully so, for being completely fucking awful. And now you have this field spell that essentially just place the Round Table. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Please, I beg you, play the table. It's fine. We'll move on. there's better Noble Knight support in June. We've got Spiral Double Agent, and you can special this some cards to either field if you control a Spiral. but it can't be used as summon for any
Or
kind
have a
of
spiral
monster.
card in the graveyard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially a dust and summon, including stopping links.
And then all spirals gain 500 attack, and Super Agent can attack directly.
I mean, this is an interesting method of making the deck work as it originally was intended. The issue is that the original intention sucks.
Oh yeah, it can also like stack your decks, so you can see what's on top of the deck. Yeah, it's fine. At least it's nice to see spiral support that like says spiral in the name. It's not like Spy Gal or Charming Resort Staff. Neither of those cards are particularly. I think Spy Gal Mysteries would be okay if you could search it, but you know.
Charming Resort Staff just sucks, and her purpose is to die.
You love to see it. Like any other kind of like card, like dinosaurs. Like yeah, the baby's purpose is to die, but like you know, it's just woman.
It's funnier too because unlike the baby, her death doesn't achieve anything.
Just like a real spy movie. Then finally is Time Thief Power Reserve. It's a trap. You can special summon this card as a normal monster, and then special summon a machine Time Thief from hand, deck, or graveyard. If you control an Xyz monster with a spell or trap as material, you can banish this card from your graveyard to banish a card on the field.
Did they just get together and decide, what if these were all bad on purpose?
We made them bad on purpose as a joke. I'd like to see, because like, if this is what they're going to do for the next few tins, like just reprint like one at a time, like different TCG premier archetypes, I'd like to see how bad the Warrock card is.
Once per turn,
Let's see Paul Allen's Warrock card. I like the graveyard effect.
I mean, it's okay, but it's like it really wants you to be playing the deck in a very stupid method.
Yeah, though I did watch a video like not too long ago where they set up the thing with all the Armor Xyz cards, and then they used the quick play Xyz summon to use it as material. Makes sense. It's not the worst I've ever seen in my life. I think I'd argue it's the best card of all the three. But that's like saying Diabetes Type 1 is better than Diabetes Type 2 or 3.
I didn't even know there were that many types.
There isn't. I made one up.
Anyways, the ultras for this set, I'm gonna go through all of them, so buckle your pants.
Buckle the fuck up.
Libromancer Geek Boy, Dictator of D, Ice Jade Cosmoclore, S-Force Lapswell, Agent of... I'm dying here! Sorry, jeez. Agent of Destruction Venus, Samorg Bird of Perfection, Dinomorphia Stealth Bergia, Maple Maiden, Dark the Dark Charmer Gloomy, Ultimate Fusion, Dinomorphia Domain, Groza Tyrant of Thunder, Libromancer Fire, Therion Reaper Fum, Illegal Knight, Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph, Alba Lenatus, Immortal Dragon, Therion Charge, Scareclaw Arrival, Paticiel Quovucher, Rika Princess, Overfusion, Scatterfusion, Pit Knight Early, Spellbound, Blackwing Chinook, Zonda and Borea Storm, Shamisen Samsara Sorrowcat, Naturia Blessing, Dragonic Pendulum, Kashtira Preparations, Salamander Catalyzer, Yorishiro of the Aqua, Amazoness Warchief, Spiritualist and Augusta, Runic Allure, Flashing Fire, Destruction, Freezing Curses, Slumber, Golden Droplet, and Exosister Caspatel, Magical Warrior of the Relics, Wandering Griffin Rider, Camelot, Time Thief Trap, and Spiral Double Agent. These are bad except for the Runic cards.
Yeah, and another thing with these tins, you may or may not notice as you open your packs and look on the internets. Mudwire, where are the sprites?
I don't even have a joke for this. I just kind of, I genuinely don't know how to answer that question.
Where like they didn't even reprint. They didn't reprint a lot of like the Power of the Elements stuff. Like they
reprinted
cards.
Shining Neos.
They didn't. They did or they didn't.
Oh, they reprinted Spirit of Neos.
Just Spirit of Neos. Not even like Favorite Contact or
No, I don't think they did.
Wow, just fucking. What's the point then? Good thing we got that Noble Knight card, eh?
No. I'm not agreeing with that, even ironically.
Yeah, I think not reprinting sprites, but reprinting Runic is a pretty bold move, considering they're like they pretty much come as a package these days. It's like, oh, just because they banned Elf, they were like, nah, fuck it, just don't bother.
Everything in Pote is on the ban list in one way or another. Just fuck it.
It's just pretend it doesn't exist. We've got our money from it.
Anyways, the secrets include Magic Karibo, Timaeus, Blue Eyes Jet, Dinomorphia Theresia, Illusion of Chaos, Master of Chaos, Blue Eyes Tyrant, DDD Machinex, the Zombie Vampire, Vision with Eyes of Blue, Fluondaries, Advent of Adventure, Therion Lily, and King, Visa Starfrost, Scareclaw Reichheart, Starving Venom Predapower, Dinomorphia Rexterm, Red Eye Zombie Dragon Lord, Skeletal Felgrand, Psychic End Punisher, Beyond the Pendulum, Scareclaw Triheart, Therion Dyscoloseum, Primitive Planet Reichphobia, Branded Banishment, Spirit of Neos, Albaz the Ashen, Exosister Martha, Scareclaw Lightheart, Garura, Blackwing Vata, Shamal and Sudri, Magnamut, Serenur, Druis Worm, Lubellion. I sure hope nothing bad happened to one. No, I do hope something bad happened. Fuck Magnamut. Blazing Cartesia, Fenrir, Unicorn, Ogre, Ignis Phoenix, Majesty Pegasus, Dynamite Powerload, Lady Labyrinth of the Sivler Castle, Blackwing Assault, Shangri-La, Zeolantis, Tri-Brigade Showdown, Kashtira Birth, Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon, Pet Liger King, Lovely Labyrinth of the Silver Castle, Ariane, Labyrinth, Welcome Labyrinth, Runic Fountain, Runic Tip, Hugin, Exosister Ellis, Stella, Irene, Sophia, Mikalis and Pax, Rite of Avamasir, Water Enchantress, and Faithful Adventure. These are... I think most of the reprints aren't too great, save for the deck build pack reprints, like, in terms of competitive. Like, it's nice that if you're looking to build specific decks, they will be very cheap here, like specific good decks, like Labyrinth and Runic. My issue is just that there's not a lot in the way of staples because Power of the Elements had most of those and they skipped it.
More or less. When did Therians come out?
Dimension Force.
Oh, were they? Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no, like you can really feel the lack of Power of the Elements, but then they also had like the fucking the goal to reprint like the Kashtiras, like Fenrir and Unicorn.
Oh, notably, they also reprinted fucking number C32 Shark Drake Vice, Branded Expulsion, a banned card, and Crawler Receptor, because its German name translated to recipe, meaning that fucking Novelet could search it.
They hate us.
You will eat the bugs.
You shouldn't have, World Health Organization.
Targets your life. Destroys it.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love crawlers, but like every time I see like a pack opening of like the Megatins, and I see a crawler receptor being pulled, I'm like, is that a fucking crawler? Even it's like object permanence. I look away from it, I forget it's real, and I look at it again, and there it is. There's another crawler receptor in your Megatin pack.
I'll also say this: we apparently got some ratios from MCOL, and honestly, most of the meta stuff isn't too hard to get. Regulus is at about 74 cards out of a sample size of 52 cases. Welcome Labyrinth is at 31, which is low, but it was just reprinted. Starving Venom Predapower is 35. Hugin is 70. Dyscoloseum is 70. Aramasir is 71. Blackwinged Assault Dragon is 32. Psychic End Punisher is 71. Red Eye Zombie Dragon Lord is 34, and so on. I really appreciate this, honestly. The demand for non-meta will be lower, so pulling one isn't as likely, and people who want them can get them for cheap. The demand for meta will be high, and with a lot of meta reprints being in the 70s, which is relatively high, it won't be too bad to get them. I like this decision.
Yeah, it's a pretty good, like, as far as reprints go, like, you can now get, like, copies of Regulus without having to, like, sell your children.
It's weird because it's still one of the more expensive cards in the set, but I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like $3.50 versus fucking $25.
70 or something, I think it was.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he got pretty up there, didn't it? He's still.
Yeah. But anyways, I think just because we got a lot to cover, we should skip on to the next thing.
Schmoving.
Egg of Overlord.
Egg of
I sure hope
Overlord.
Visas isn't here again.
Oh. He's here again. Shit, we forgot to finish the story. We'll wrap it up here, boys.
We forgot to finish the story. Make him do it again.
Yeah, no, that's literally what they did. They sent to like, you got sent to like the penis dimension where like everything's now different.
Everything's a penis.
It's a living.
Visas Samsara is a level 4 light fairy tuner and becomes Visas on field or in graveyard. You can target any number of Visas in the playing zones, shuffle them into the deck, special this from hand, and it gains 400 attack for each shuffled. You can use it as a non-tuner. Yeah, that's good.
The Visas with Hitler stats.
That's we know the last stats Hitler pulled up. We don't want that again.
Yeah, no, like Visas finally became the one thing he truly despised, and that is Hitler. I feel like I don't know what a Visas deck looks like a straight Visas deck. It feels like these things sort of just get mashed into Manadium at this point. Probably just one copy.
I have no fucking clue. But here's where shit gets interesting, and by interesting I mean I'm going to point and laugh at it. Veda Upanishad is a level 12 Dark Pendulum, scale 0, defense 4000.
Whoa, he's thick.
Pendulum effect, once per chain, if you destroy an opponent's monster, give it 3 counters. Its pendulum scale is increased by the number of counters. You can remove 12 counters from it to special summon it. Monster effect is a Nomi monster. If your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck, you can banish 12 cards from hand, field, graveyard, face down, to make it the end phase. During your standby phase, bounce this and summon a Veda from anywhere. This is horrible.
I was about to say, like, yeah, skip your opponent's turn, bounce his card to the hand, summon Veda. Then what?
Keep in mind, you need to destroy your opponent's monsters to get this counters. And you need to do this 4 fucking times.
Yeah, and it's not like they've got decks that just, destroy all their own stuff.
Those do exist, but they're not fucking Visas.
I guess, well, you kind of play Visas in Manadium.
Yeah, but like, it's the opponent's shit, I remind you.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, if it was your own shit and like just put some more counters on it, fine. They you could tell Konami wants to do turn skip cards and be cute, but like they can't make them good.
I fear for the Arcana Force support.
I love how we both went down the same route on that one.
Yeah, we took different vehicles down the same road.
We crashed head on into each other.
I drove off. Good luck with the insurance claim, fucker.
Well, they're not going to believe you that the world crashed your car.
Anyways, Manadium Trilosukta Balls is a level 6 light fairy synchro tuner, and on synchro summon revives a tuner with negated effects. You can target any tuners you control, make them 2, synchro lock. This is actually pretty good for working like Excel synchro, and some people have figured out how to make Barone with this. Lol, Lamau.
I'm just more impressed that like Kit Kalos can put on a mask and be like, hey, I'm a different card now.
I went to therapy. I didn't do anything wrong.
She did everything wrong.
No, I went to therapy. It's okay now.
She's the kind of person who calls everything toxic, despite being the most toxic thing in existence.
Yeah. Anyways, Planetary Elegy is a normal spell that searches a Veda monster, and if a tuner you control's potball this card is in the graveyard and Visas is on the field, banishes to recur one of them. If you search Veda, I will punch you. Not because you're being annoying, but because your brain clearly needs a hard reboot.
It really is just sort of like, well, play this card to make your Visas deck worse. More or less, they also like all of these cards just seem like just remind you like, oh yeah, you do have to control Visas, by the way, for all of these cards.
Whenever like, Visas isn't here, the card should be asking, "Where's
Visas?"
Yeah, it's not great. Planetary Eulogy is a quick play that targets a monster you control and a monster your opponent controls, pops yours, negates the opponent's, and you have visas, pops theirs. During the main phase, if a Veda monster is on the field, you can banish this to pop a monster you control. It's another visas back row negate, whatever.
Yeah, and Trivicar was better.
Yeah. Sarv Sarga is a normal trap that, if Visa shuffles an effect monster into deck and during the end phase, the owner of that monster can add one monster from their deck to their hand with a different type and a lower level than the link rating level rank. Recurs if you summon a Veda. Another Visa's back row, whatever. Fucking...
I love that you just said, like, for something like the condition was, if a Visas.
Just, who cares at this point?
Yeah, no, like Visa's burnout was quicker than Albaz burnout, and like Visas didn't even do anything.
I also just...
everything just happened around him, and things just got like worse for the game.
Thousands of years ago, I, Veda, unleashed an unspeakable turn skip. But the foolish Visas, wielding his trap card, stepped forth to oppose me.
And then this is just the Samurai Jack opening. It's just what this fucking art is. He's gotta get back to the future, actually, because this is fucking... whatever.
He's gonna take you back to the past.
To play the shitty games that suck ass.
Loka Samsara banishes a visas you can... I don't care. Whatever.
God
Next.
damn it! Every time like I think it's over, another one appears.
I don't care! I hate these lore cards!
Fucking Visas Starfrost.
Fuck him! Horus!
Oh.
Oh, it's not the level bird. Who cares? Imseti, Glory of... I wrote hours instead of Horus. Is a level 8 dark spellcaster. Shared effect between them all is that if you control Pharaonic Sarcophagus, you can special summon it from graveyard. You can send 2 cards from hand to graveyard, including this, to search a Pharaonic Sarcophagus and draw 1. If another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, you can send a card on field to the graveyard. It's decent by virtue of being the only one of their monsters to do something, but I'll get into what these are actually for in a bit.
Yeah, there's something more sinister at play here.
Duamutef, Blessing of Horus, is a water beast. Gains 1200 in its stats for each other Horus, and its other card effect is to let you draw equal to the number of mons you control with different names. If another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect. All of them have this condition. Hapi, Vanguard of Horus, is a Wind Beast Warrior, and its send effect is to either recur or shuffle back 2 banished or dead cards. This one's just bad.
Yeah.
Kebastunef, Aegis of Horus, is an Earth Winged Beast, and its send effect is to give your horse monsters attack and targeting protection. Alright, whatever. And Pharaonic Sarcophagus is a continuous spell and gives your horses protection from destruction effects, except targeting effects, meaning that they're weak to battle, I guess. And you can send a card you control to the graveyard to mill a Horus up to 4 times per turn. And at the start of the damage step, if a horse you control battles, you can send their monster to the graveyard. This at least does what they want, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. It's got the Crawler Field spell effect.
That is not a high watermark.
And... oh yeah, what level are all these Horus monsters, by the way?
8. It's really funny that they can come back from the graveyard. I think that's interesting.
Curious, yeah.
I sure hope there's no, like, undead vampire that, like, is a rank 8 that they'll make and mill more, and it's just a rank 8 engine.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah, this is one of those decks that's just bad on paper, but busted when you use it for other applications. It's like when you've got problems with your children and you feed them thorium, and that solves the problem of you having children, despite that not being what thorium is for.
Doctor, I hate my children. I can't get them to behave.
Thorium's like a radioactive material.
That's all the more question. Why does this doctor have thorium? Why did
because
you
he's one
give
of
your
those,
kids thorium?
He's one of those scam product sellers. It's like, oh, this is a positive energy bracelet. You put it on you, and it's literally filled with thorium. This is a real problem that was happening on Amazon, by the way.
Oh yeah, no shit. That was a thing that happened. like it was like peak COVID, positive energy, like negative energy reflection bracelets. No, it's just radioactive.
Even worse is the sleeping mask, where it actually can get in your eyes and stuff. And it's just like, the people making this are evil.
Yeah, that's super evil. Like, taking first off, like, it's bad enough taking advantage of people who don't know better, but it's another thing.
It's
to, like,
worse killing them.
Actually, like, killing/maiming people in the process. It's like asbestos. They sold that shit.
Yeah, but at the very least, asbestos had the excuse that they didn't know better at the time. We live in the modern era. We know this is radioactive. Don't put it in your body.
Asbestos was actually, kind of good. apart from the small detail
of cancer.
Remind me, like, that blackluster soldier that was printed in like stainless steel. All I can think of is like just a fucking dark magician printed in asbestos.
It's immune to pyro monsters.
Finally.
Canopic Protector is a continuous trap that once per chain, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can revive a horse from graveyard or hand, but cannot summon the same one again. If sent from hand or field to grave, you can set it, but banish it when it leaves. No one's going to play this, because no one's going to play this deck pure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, he is sleepy.
I am. Too bad there's no Nemlaria support. But there is Wild Survivor support. Oh, is there?
There's all of Aegov's been announced. We've not done all of it, have we?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Nemlaria.
We only did Pendulum's last podcast. Where is it?
Nemlaria Repet, which is a continuous trap, and if you control another Nemlaria, you can banish up to 3 cards from extra deck face down, and if you banish 1, recur a Nemlaria, 2, have damage taken, 3, send a level 10 beast to the graveyard to negate all your opponent's monster effects they currently control. This actually does something, which is good for the deck.
Yeah, it's a small victory, which it kind of needs. Isn't this just Grand Mardu deck now?
Don't ruin my cute sleepy deck by doing that. My daughter needs her rest. She cannot have a giant red lobster snake demon, like, rummaging around in the fridge, being like, "Here, you got any ham?"
She can't wait. She can't hear him. She's asleep.
You know what? God bless her. Anyways, the Wild Survivors support, real quick. Poissonnière de Novelet is a level 1 Dark Fairy Pendulum scale 8, and if you control a ritual, you can target a monster on the field, special this, then change that monster's battle position. On summon, you can either grab a level 1 ritual monster, or a recipe card, or banish any number of recipes from graveyard, and special a Novelet ritual from hand with a level equal to what was banished. If it's attributed from the field and added to the extra deck, you can put it in the pen zone. Once again, adding pendulums into a deck feels non-conventional, but it's much like Predaplants, it works pretty well here. I also like how it shows the chef sort of is on the sideline, cooking up the meals and coming out to serve the next dish and kind of like watching your reaction and shit. This deck is insanely flavorful, pun intended.
And it's Relinquished, my favorite meal.
That is actually pretty based.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Concours de Cuisine Confectionery Contest is a quick play that specials a Pendulum Novelet and a Pâtissier Pendulum from hand, deck, and or extra deck to each field, and makes so that you can only use Novelet and Pâtissier for extra deck summons. During the main phase, you can banish it from the graveyard and give a monster 200 attack for each recipe in your graveyard. Again, it's unconventional but really good. It sets up an opposing target to start your Novelet chains, and it's a cute little cook-off. I really like this deck!
Yeah,
this is such a charming deck.
It's super cute, and I hope this means we now get some Pâtissier cards, which are basically like anti-burgers, and it's like hungry cake.
You either die from like too much fat or too much sugar. Pick your move.
I choose both because I'm incredibly
American. But yeah, I really can't express enough how much I love Novelet. It's such a charming, fun deck.
Yeah, fun fact about that Poissonnière, whatever her name is. She's also a level 1 fairy, so you can just tribute Diviner. Like, they keep doing this, making level 1 fairies to summon with Diviner.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. What, does Diviner only summon light fairies? Hold up.
No, it's level 2 or lower fairies.
Diviner the Herald. Yeah. Oh my god, man, I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Anyways,
I don't.
Next up is Vanquish Soul Jiaolong, which is a level 5 fire worm. If you reveal a card in hand to activate a Vanquish Soul, you can special summon this from hand. Both effects cannot be used in the same chain. The Quickie allows you to reveal a fire to change a battle position, and 2 fires to search a Vanquish Soul. I don't know if this is good, and I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't play Vanquish Soul, so all these words just like come at me, and I'm like,
Jiaolong.
I don't know.
Vanquish Soul Snow Devil is a normal trap that reveals up to 3 with the Vanquish Soul attributes. 1 burns for 400 and summons 1 from hand. 2 burns for 600, then gives card effect destruction protection. Last one burns for 800 and destroys all monsters on the field. It's an interesting nuke, and Vanquish Soul really have some backrow that goes wild due to their combo fight-hand game nature.
Yeah, does like do you get all the effects in sequence if you have like 3 monsters?
Let me double check.
Because I think. Because if you have like 3 and it does the Raigeki or the Dark Hole
Yes,
effect.
in sequence.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, cool.
So protects you
Okay,
guys.
so
in
it's
nuke sequence, too.
it's basically trap Raigeki with an 1800 burn.
It's genuinely really cool. I like it. And the last of the wild survivors is Transcendosaurus Exoraptor, which is a Dark Dino Link 3, 3k attack and needs 2 or more dinos, 1 being level 6 or higher. On special summon, it specials a dino from hand. If a dino at points 2 blows up, you can special summon a dino from hand. It doesn't point down, Lamau. On destruction, shuffle a normal to revive. This is just bad.
Yeah, like I know one of the decks usually pulls the short straw when this wave of support comes out. Like they do it every single time. But this one's bad. This one's really bad.
Yeah, I mean, the infuriating thing, this is a weird thing to get like hung up on, but it's not even based on another monster. So you don't even get the fun factor of, oh, Frostosaurus is back, baby! You get an asshole who's like stuck at the Neon Fest.
Here's this asshole. We just found him.
Transcendosaurus Sexarapt.
I thought you were gonna say Transcendosaurus sex offender.
I should have. God damn. I was thinking that too halfway through. It was like, nah, we're good.
you don't want to commit to the bit.
I don't want to commit to jail. I don't want to commit the crime. Unlike him, the sex offender. Neferibus, the Ogdoadic Overlord, is a level 10 dark reptile. And if a monster is sent to either player's graveyard from hand or deck, you can revive this. Reptile lock until end of next turn. On special summon, revive anything from graveyard. It's pretty good, and it feels like the first Ogdoadic that doesn't take 3 steps backwards and 1 step forwards.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have like another big boy to put in rotation.
It's kind of weird too. If you're and not like a boss, but it's good.
Yeah, but you can revive. You revive your other big snake, and then because then you have to spend 3 tributes getting that out of the fucking graveyard. And then the other one, Dawn of Creation.
Yes, Ogdoadic Dawn of Creation, which is a quick play, and it tributes a reptile you control, giving you 1 token for every 2 levels it had. Reptile Dark level 2. You can banish it from the graveyard during the main to shuffle a banished reptile, then mill 1 reptile. This is fucking incredible. Alien Ogdoadics can use as a tribute a dude, shuffle a banished lad, and then pop off into the Link 3.
Nice. It's still kind of crazy that like, despite having all this milling, that the deck still will continue to just not be anywhere near impactful.
It really just shows how bad their original shit was. But now, what's next?
Wait, what?
Tuna is a level 4 Light Thunder tuner, and if your monster inflicts battle damage to the opponent, at the end of the damage step, special summon this from hand, it can attack directly. If it does so, you can tribute it and 1 or more non-tuners from hand and or field, and if you do, summon a Watt Seeker from extract whose level equals that.
Damn, he's good.
Yeah, I mean, he does what they want. It's unconventional, but like, this deck is unconventional. Watt Taurus is a level 8 Light Thunder Synchro, needs a Watt Tuner and Thunders, and can attack directly. If it attacks directly, you can shuffle a Watt Tuner from graveyard and a non-tuner Thunder you control to make another Watt Synchro. It helps keep tempo in the deck, but I feel like I think this deck can't actually OTK, so once it does all its stuff, it's just like, well, I've done all I can do.
Yeah, I think I did the maths. Like with the field with the continuous spell we're about to talk about, like it kind of caps off about just over 6,000 damage, which is I don't know.
And
if
this is assuming
keep track.
uninterrupted, by the way.
Yeah, it's not a lot. Like you can do some cute shit. Like I mean, because at this point, if you're playing Watts, you might as well commit to the bit. But like you could play like the big kaijus like Thunder King and Jizakura and like Leeching the Light or some shit. That'll do it. But at that point, like even the main game plan kind of is enough for game. But you can also use the Thunder King as part of the materials for the Taurus to do the extra summon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then finally we got the continuous spell trap, which is What Kingdom. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters in the same column as this card or any other What monsters you control that activate when they're summoned.
This one is actually pretty nasty. I like this one. You can target a Watt you control the special Watt with a different name from deck, so no Watt Hopper lock, then lose life points equal to its attack. This is nice because it at least gives him a bit more staying power and makes him harder to deal with.
Yeah, I think the different name thing is kind of cheesy, but like, because at the end of the day, what deck fears what Hopper lock?
Me.
What year was what Hopper lock even like remotely relevant?
I don't know, but there's a few crappy ones here, like Gaia Prominence, the Kindling Seraph, Angel Ring, which is interesting because it can only be equipped to a monster you control with an equip card, and it continuous negates the first spell card or effect your opponent uses. This would have been a fun option for Power Tool Braver were it not for that activation condition.
Yeah, well, you know, can't all be winners.
Yeah. Burfamet, the Phantom Beast Dark Ruler, is a level 6 Wind Fusion Fiend and needs 2 monsters with different types out of Beast, Fiend, and Illusion. It becomes the OG Chimera on field or in graveyard and also a Phantom Beast. On Fusion, summon... Huh?
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God! My Phantom Beast horn is searchable!
Sorry, I'll stop into it.
No, it's fine, it's fine. It becomes, on Fusion Summon, mills a Beast, Illusion, or Fiend. During the opponent's turn, you can quick effect banish it from graveyard to summon a banished Beast, Fiend, or Illusion. Yeah, this is good. It helps grab the graveyard negate with a Mirror Knight.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it also will kind of serve the purposes as the budget option for pure Chimera, because the other one's kind of expensive at the minute.
Why did it get expensive?
Because Branded could use it. And branded players just love ruining everything.
Yeah. Also, why is Gazelle, which looks like a lion, named after a thing that lions hunt?
It would pay you to just not ask questions that you...
I'm not getting paid.
We're doing this for free? That's it.
Then there's Tainted Treasure, which is known as Sinful Spoils over here now. So we've got Diabellstar, the Dark Witch, who is a level 7 Dark Spellcaster, 2500, 2000. Dark Magician stats. You can special it by sending another card from hand or field to graveyard. On summon, you can set a Sinful Spoils back row from deck. If sent from hand or field to graveyard during opponent's turn, you can send another card from hand or field to special summon her. She's pretty decent. Get stuff started. It's hard to get rid of. Very nice. And she also plays very nicely with Rescue Ace, as we'll see in a moment. The Sinful Spoils Hunter Fiend is a quick play that searches a Diabellstar from deck or graveyard, and during the main phase, you can banish it to place a dead or banished Sinful Spoil back row on bottom of deck to draw one. This is also just good. It's just Rhoda with a bonus.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing this for like the next 6 months.
If you can afford it. Sinful Spoils of Doom, Lucelia, is a quick play that targets a level 7 or higher spellcaster you control and makes it immune to monster effects for the turn, but kills it during the next standby, and makes all face-up monsters your opponent controls lose attack equal to the spellcaster's attack, blowing up any who become 0. It is good mass disruption and protection. Cool. And then there's
Nice. Radical.
Sinful Spoils of Betrayal. Sylvia is a trap that sends a Debils star from hand or face-up field to the graveyard to target and negate a card. One and only one effect per turn. Second effect is if your opponent activates a card or effect in response to a Debils star monster or Sinful Spoils back row, you can banish this card from graveyard to negate that effect. This is also very nice and very good disruption. Let's see. And now, for one of our first new Pyro decks in fucking years, Snake Eyes.
You know, it's kind of like it's a very Konami thing to like be like, yeah, snakes, they're pyros.
They're on fire. It's okay.
Boy, are they.
Just cuts to a snake. It just cuts to a venom like, ah!
Right, so we got White Birch, level
White.
1 pyro. White.
Wait, is this technically a Skull Servant card?
That is a fantastic question. Probably not in the TCG, but maybe in the OCG. What is the actual what is the actual Skull Servant called in the OCG? Like, is it actually called White?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Because their names become Skulls. Okay, you know what? That doesn't even matter. Never mind.
Well. Anyway, White Birch, level 1 pyro, 2100 defense. He's pretty thick. You can special summon it if you control another fire monster. During your opponent's turn, you can send this card and another card you control to the graveyard to special summon a differently named Snake Eye monster from your hand or deck. You know, he's pretty good.
This card holds the deck's combos together.
Then we've got XL, which on summon adds a level 1 pyro from your deck to your hand. It's got the same summon effects, and he has the same sort of discard the opponent's turn thing with the White Birch.
Yeah.
Also pretty good because he'll get you your extra materials in your hand. XL search White Birch summon.
Yeah. Notably, he can search Kurikara, Infernal Knight Roland, Jet Synchron, Volcanic Rimfire, and Volcanic Shell, and Rescue Ace Fire Hydrant, which is the big thing.
That's pretty crazy. Like, wait, is it level 1 fire? I thought it was level 1 pyro.
No, I thought you were saying what type and attribute he was, but no, it's level 1 fire that he grabs.
Oh, really? I typed that down wrong. Holy shit, that's way better. And then finally, there's Oak, O-R-A-R-K.
Orc. It's like orc and oak.
Oh, like an orc. When it's summoned, you can add or special summon one level 1 fire monster that's banished or in the graveyard. And it does the other little yoinky sploinky that the other little guys do.
I'll just say real quick, I actually really like the visual design of these guys.
Yeah, they're pretty badass. Like
the rendering style is great, and I like their designs too. They're delightful.
And then finally, we've got the main boss monster in the form of Snake Eyes Flamberge Dragon.
It's a dragon.
And it's an actual dragon, and it's got fucking melody stats at 3,000 and 2,500.
It's got blue eyes stats, yeah.
Yeah, it's got blue eye stats.
This is your new rival.
And you can target a face of monster on the field or in the graveyard. Put it in the owner's spell and trap zone. That's a continuous spell. During your opponent's turn, you can target a monster that's treated as a continuous spell and special summon it to your field. And then, if this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can special summon 2 level 1 fire monsters from your graveyard. He's not that bad. He's the final sort of like terminal point of the deck. It's a nice way of like dealing with your opponent. Like that Sinful Spoils spell and trap from DUNE. It's just that with a body. And it's
basically, notably, that is also technically part of this archetype since it's a Snake Eye. So that was actually foreshadowing this whole time, which is crazy.
It was a secret spoiler.
Speaking of, the original Sinful Spoils, Snake Eye, is a normal spell that sends another face-up card you control to the graveyard and special summons a level 1 fire monster from your hand or deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Snake Eye or Debils star monster in your graveyard. Add 1 level 1 fire monster from your deck to your hand, then place a targeted monster on the bottom of the deck. This is a fucking lore deck. I've been tricked.
Lore.
This is the thing though that makes Rescue Ace tick now.
Yeah, we've sort of been alluding to this for most of the show. Yeah, Rescue Ace not only are like pretty good by themselves, but like this pushes it to the next level.
Yeah, it's just a really good engine to boost consistency and shit. I'm excited for it though. I really like Rescue Ace. I've always loved the hilarity factor of just going +4 off of like one ambulance.
Yeah, I didn't have the money at the time because I was going to buy them while they still sucked to get them in cheap.
I did.
Yeah, well, once again, being broke has its tribulations. There's a field spell, Shrine of Serpentine Sight. When you activate it, you can put a Snake Eye on your hand or deck and its own spell Trap Zard. Trap Zone as a continuous spell. All level 1 fire monsters gain 1,100 attack. Once per turn, if your controller summons a monster, you can summon the monster treated as a continuous spell trap to your side of the field. Subjugate Guardian field spell.
So you can place Flamberge and send it with a setup to net you a huge plus. This is good. Yeah.
Finally,
The Glaring Ruler Snake Eyes. A normal trap. If the total levels of all Snake Eyes you control is 2 or more, you can either place a monster on your opponent's field or graveyard in the back row, or special summon one of the continuous spell monsters to your field. Good stealing. Nice shit all around. It's a fun deck idea, but it's kind of more of an engine right now than a pure deck.
yeah. Well, I think that rings true for like pretty much everything on this list. Like from Debils style all the way through the Snake Eyes. Like I'm yet to see any like actual Snake Eyes deck do anything in the OCG right now. So
Yeah, it's mostly just like Rescue Ace using it.
which is kind of unfortunate because like here comes an actual meta deck to just steal from another deck.
Yum yum. Anyways,
You know,
you want to lead
at
us?
least- Sorry.
I was gonna say, you want to lead us off on Shino Birds?
Yeah, let's talk about some Shino Birds. It's been a while since I've looked at these, and I don't know how I feel about them now. Looking at them through like the lens of today versus the lens of when I first looked at them. Like Shino Birds. There they are. So we got Baron Shade, Peacock, whose name becomes the Big Peacock when on the field or in the hand. You contribute this card to add a spirit monster and a ritual spell from your deck to your hand during the standby phase of the next turn. After this card was banished, you can special summon this card, and then it does the spirit thing where it bounces itself back to the hand. He's good. Like he searches your other rituals and ritual spells and your ritual little spirit guys, so they can do what they do best. You've got Baroness Shade, who's the same one who becomes Mummy Milky on the field in the hand. On Ritual Summon, as a spell or trap card that mentions spirit monsters. And it does the same thing where if it's banished, you can summon it back during the next standby phase, next end phase, and then bounces back to the hand. This one's pretty good because it gets you the Shino Bird Calling, the Power Spot, and the Field Spell, and the Trap, as well as other things like what's that spirit card? No shit, I can't remember.
Power Well or Spirit Well?
Yeah, something like that. And then finally is the Field Spell, the Hemorrhogi where Stars Align. Once per turn, you can ritual summon a wind ritual monster from the deck by attributing spirit monsters or Shino Bird tokens you control whose level equal or exceed its level up to twice per turn. If a wind monster returns to the hand, you can either add a banished or in your graveyard spirit monster or ritual spell to your hand, or set Stars Align across the Milky Way from your deck. None of these effects are hard once per turn. You could like ritual summon 3 times a turn and use the twice effect per turn about 6 times if you really wanted to, but I can't imagine you do that like very often.
I will say though, setting the funny trap is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, that trap was like kind of iffy, but like now you can actually get to it. It's kind of not bad.
Yeah, because like, doesn't it mean that you can like fucking essentially set a ticking time bomb on the field? It's like, you better get rid of this Shino bird or something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, pretty much. Like if your opponent cannot deal with it in time, like you're just gonna bounce their shit and then a mana will water them.
To be fair, dealing with Shino birds is not much unlike dealing with a real peacock. You get your buckshot, and you let God do the rest.
Yeah, I was just saying, just grab it by the neck.
Just grab it by its stupid fucking neck.
Kill. It's pretty cute. I'm still sort of like up in the air about what to do with it. Like out of like a pure spirit deck or a sort of mash it in with another ritual deck.
Silly dick.
But
oh yeah, interestingly enough, there's actually 2 anime cards in this set. There's Fire Recovery, which is a normal spell that revives a dead fire by pitching 1 card, and you can banish it from graveyard to shuffle 3 dead or banish fires to draw 1. It's a neat card. And then there's Earthbound Servant Geogremlina, which is a level 6 Dark Fiend fusion, and on special search is an Earthbound monster. You can target a Dark Synchro you control to let it attack directly. If a monster your opponent controls is destroyed by an Earthbound card effect, burn for its attack. Yeah, that's neat.
it's always weird seeing like anime cards just get dropped into like a main set, because like,
yeah, like
I don't think we've done that since like what, for nearly 20 years, 30
Well,
years.
Dark Corridor was literally the last set.
Was it? No. I
Yeah.
mean, like, as in actually introducing, like even like since Vrain's finished, like actually just having anime cards in a set.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like Dark Corridor was originally a GX anime card.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm getting at. Like, it's been so long
Okay.
since we've had like anime original cards just like come into the deck. We've been kind of free from the anime for like about what, 5 years now.
I'm free.
2-3 years now. It's gotta be like when was when did Vrain's end?
Not soon enough. I want to say 2020 because that's when Master Rule 4 kicked the bucket. But let's see. We also have a rank 4 Fire Pyro called Infernal Flame Banshee, and you can detach a material to either mill or search a Pyro. Any Pyro. If it's banished, you control Pyro, you can special it, and it gains 1 attack for each of your banished monsters until turn end. This is Gallon Granite. No issue here.
Yeah, I think more.
You can mill Laval stuff so they pretend they can still have chain.
Oh, that's sad. But yeah, it's nice. I think all decks should have like the rank 4 that searches a monster.
The bad types should have it. Sea Serpent
Yeah.
can have it.
Yeah, C7 can have. They can get a little searching as a treat.
As a treat. You could do it for Aqua too, I think, at this point. Because, like...
Aqua's kind of still up in the air, because they can just come out of nowhere sometimes. Like frogs.
Right. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that. I guess, to be fair, like, Ronin Toden, like, did seppuku, so we're probably fine. But now, Ixie's Armor. This is a deck now. Ixie's Armor Torpedo is a rank 3 water warrior and cannot attack unless it has materials. You can detach 2 mats from it to draw 1, and a monster equipped with it becomes an ancient gear for all types and gains targeting protection if it's an Ixie's. This will be used for the draw 1 and nothing else.
Yeah, pretty much. There's nothing wrong with like that kind of thing, because 3-axis decks still kind of mill about. Then it's nice to like sort of get a draw off.
Sometimes literally in the case of Burning Abyss and PK.
Yeah, like they never go away. So have some fun, go crazy.
Ixie's Armor Fortress is Shark Fortress turned into a dude, so that's cool. Rank 5 Water Machine. You can Ixies it using a rank 3 or 4, and this card with material cannot be used for an Ixie summon. You can detach up to 2 materials from it to search armored Ixies cards with different names up to what you detach. Any battle damage your opponent takes from a monster with it is doubled. This doesn't do much since the armored Ixies cards suck ass, but it does actually end up working with Sharks since it can replace Drill Driver Vespinato. A thing you could do in Sharks is you can make Bahamut, use Bahamut to summon Toad, then you could rank up that Bahamut into Vespinato in order to use an Ixie's Remora in hand and detach you to continue your plays. The problem is, Abyss Shark kind of stops you from doing this because Drill Driver Vespinato is a very unfortunate attribute, but this guy being water actually makes that play line always possible, so he's just an objective upgrade for the deck.
Yeah, I think surely as well, like, because Vespernato can't be used as an Xyz card on the same turn as summon. This thing can't be used as Xyz summon material, but that's only when it's got material on it. So you know it's kinda...
Right, but you're not going to be using it as Ixie material anyways. You just use it so that way you have a thing with 2 materials again that you can detach for Remora.
Surely you can just rank it up into the next card. Dark Arm, Full Armor Dark Lancer, which is...
Don't do that. Your extra deck's tight enough as is.
Oh, well, fine. I like this card anyway. Full Armor Dark Lancer is also pretty cool. It can be Xyz summoned using a rank 5 or 6 you control. Gains 300 attack per material and equip card on the field, or equip card to it. Once per turn, you can add an Xyz card from your graveyard to your hand. And that's an Xyz armor Xyz. Or is it just a straight Xyz? Doesn't matter. If a card is equipped to this card, attach an opponent's monster to this card.
Yeah. Then they've got 2 more cards. One is Ixies and Trust, which is a normal spell that adds an armored Ixies card from deck or graveyard to hand. Then you can make 2 monsters you control become level 3 or 5 until turn end. If it's in the graveyard, next turn you can banish it to special summon an Ixies that's an equip. Eroda's nice and level changing is nice, but like I said, armored Ixies cards aren't great, and most sharks can already become 3 or 5 under good conditions. I get that 3 is a weirder rank pool for them, but there's also not much good they can make there, especially under the Abyss lock.
Yeah, like the sort of like water rank 3s are kind of just a little bit stanky.
What do you mean I can't make Leviathan Dragon?
What's the Ribarian Shark's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's alright. I think using that with full armored Black Ray Lancer is actually a decent idea.
And I assume this is what they want you to do, as well as play the 7th cards.
No.
Please, I beg you, play the 7th.
Beg more, bitch. Full Armored Ixies is one of the 2 fucking cards you can search, and if an Ixies is on the field, Ixies summon. You can banish this from graveyard, target an Ixies you control, equip another Ixies from your field or graveyard to it as an equip. It gains that attack and gives it protection by blowing itself up. Look, a quick play Ixies is cute, but that's about it. Who knows? Maybe some disgusting combo will come up with how searchable this is.
Yeah, Wonder Xyz is like now completely power crept.
Oh yeah, this is a trap also, I forgot to say.
And then, you know, it captures Exel perfectly. Just big number battles. You know, what's to hate?
That they're bad.
Well, I like them in digital bugs. I'm cooking with that.
Oh shit! Tech Genus, my tech penis.
Tech penis.
TG Rocket Salamander is a level 1 Fire Pyro and contribute a Tech Genus to special summon a TG with a different name from deck. If you control a machine TG, you can special a level 4 or lower TG from your graveyard negated. This is great and turns Bonfire into basically any monster in the deck, and it also procs Warwolf, which is nice.
And it's also a Fire Pyro, because we're doing this now. This is what we do to decks now.
Snake, 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 Tech Genus Mighty Striker is Striker after more shit fell on top of him, and is a level 2 Synchro Tuner. On Synchro, it searches a TG back row. During the opponent's main phase, Quick Effect Synchro. If sent from monster in a graveyard, he can mill a TG. This is fantastic. Even though he can't search any of their old back row, that doesn't matter because that mostly sucks. Tech Genus Over Dragner is a level 5 Dark Dragon Synchro, so RDA is coming his ass off. On Synchro Summon, spits out any number of TGs from graveyard than TG locks. If destroyed, draw 1. Go +5 for no cost. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's like they kind of sort of went, yeah, you're probably going to get nibbed. Have this.
I will. And we got the one thing we needed most of all. TG Glaive Blaster, a new boss, a level 12 Delta XL Synchro, can quick effect banish a monster special summon from the extra deck, and can use this effect a number of times per turn up to the number of non-tuners used as its materials. If a monster becomes banished face up, you can spit it onto your field for free. This is cool as fuck. It steals your opponent's shit, it's guaranteed to start off twice every turn. This is great.
Yeah, it seems pretty good, like especially compared to the other 2 TG boss monsters, which are
bad.
Yeah. It's just, no, you don't give me much to work with here.
Neither did they. Tech Genus Break Limiter is a normal spell that discards 1 card to grab 2 Tech Genuses. You can banish it from graveyard to shuffle a TG in graveyard into deck or recur a machine TG. One or the other per turn. This is great. That's all you need to say. You pitch whatever, you can grab Rocket and Warwolf, or just, I don't know, it's your life. You live it. Fuckface.
Idiot.
Dumbass. TG All Clear is a continuous spell that makes all Tech Genuses machines, which is really cute. It gives you an additional TG normal summon. It can pop a TG in hand or field to grab a different TG from deck or graveyard. Also good. Tech Genus Tech Genus Close is a counter trap. If your opponent activates a card and you have a machine TG, negate and destroy. It's a one or the other effect. If a synchro becomes banished while it's in your graveyard, you can set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. It's neat. This is generally what you want to grab off my...
Basically, Salamangreat Roar / Infernity Barrier for your deck.
Yeah, I'm very happy with this deck because I think they gave it... it had a lot of really good main deck consistency, and due to being a smattering of types all over the place, like, yeah, I'm a dinosaur that can be summoned off Misk. Yeah, I'm a fire pyro that can be summoned off Snake Eyes. Like, because of that, you can basically do whatever you want with this deck right now. It's great.
Pretty much. It's crazy how much consistency this deck has. It just has the issue of like having to play through Nibiru and Board Breakers.
Suffer.
Yeah.
Synchro Rumble is a normal spell that revives a tuner or level 7/8 dragon synchro, then synchro locks. If a Crimson Dragon and or a level 7 or 8 dragon synchro will be destroyed, you can banish this instead. It's fine, and I guess you can revive Crystal Wing, but there don't seem to be a whole lot of extenders that can use this since it doesn't negate them, unlike Synchro Overtop. It could be funny with Ignis or Prominence, since that's a soft once per turn. Maybe Excel Synchro Stardust? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
And now for the big motherfucker of this set, SP Little Knight, Rapamaru, a Link 2 Dark Warrior. If Link summoned using a Link, Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz, you can target and banish a card on field or in graveyard, but your monsters cannot attack directly this turn. If your opponent activates a card or effect, you can target and banish a monster you control and one other monster on the field until the end phase. This is 2 disruptions off of 1 IP. This is the chase card.
Yeah, I was gonna say pour one out for Nightmare Unicorn because he's gone. It's Jova.
He did his best, and his best was pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say like no, you can't like shit on the guy for like doing bad. They took the worst Mech Knight and made him a horse.
The worst Mech Knight is like green or orange. What the fuck are you talking about?
Is yellow? I thought yellow sucked.
No, yellow pops back row. It's decent.
Yeah. Okay.
Ironically, green became Goblin.
You choose, Spider-Man.
NTR or Dead Wife?
You choose, Spider. Oh man.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Anyways. Dark Hole Dragon is a level 8 Dark Dragon, and if a monster on field is destroyed by a card effect that didn't target it, you can special summon this card from hand or graveyard. On special summon, you can search Dark Hole, but during your end phase. It cannot be destroyed by card effects. I appreciate more ways to use classic cards, but man, could it not search it immediately?
I guess, but it's also just really cool. I just think that it's such a silly card.
I just think it's neat. It's like Manticore of Smashing. I dig this kind of shit.
Yeah, I think we're just going to be doing this from now on. Once per like every other set. Wait, was Manticore of Smashing Syac?
I don't remember, but he was based.
Yeah. And then finally, yeah. I've got.
Wait, real quick. I really hope they make a White Hole Dragon and let it search White Hole.
that would just be it, wouldn't it? Like, I want to see the white deck go against the. Oh no, I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
Okay, it's a dark deck, not a black deck.
I'm cutting that from the audio.
That's fair.
Stellar Nemesis Typhon Doomsday Star.
Isn't that what the guy who wrote like Moby Dick died of?
You know what? I've not read it, so I'm gonna say yes. So this one's a bit of a weird one. Like, if your opponent summoned 2 or more extra deck monsters this turn or the turn before, You can
This is the
XE
only
summon-
card to have this condition, by the way.
You can XE summon this card using one monster you control with the highest attack, and if it's an XE monster, you just transfer all its materials to it. If summoned this way, you're locked out of summoning for the rest of the turn. While you control this card, neither player can activate the effect of monsters with 3,000 or more attack. You can attach a material from this card to bounce a monster on the field to the hand, non-targeting.
Baron me now, you cunt.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, after years and years of making 3,000 attack boss monsters, the time has come.
And so have I.
Like,
I like the idea that like you have like a fucking you normal summon a Karibo and the opponent has like summoned so many Ixies monsters that it gets AIDS and like gets typhus and turns into this.
It's certainly a thing, like, because like
This is a new way to use your Melfies.
Yeah, I was about to say there was originally the joke about like turning your Melfi of the forest into a Zeus. and now we've got like fucking Karibo turning into an Eldritch Star Abomination. It's pretty cool. Like it's like this lore wise, this is what Zeus has been fighting against. Hopefully they make more of these. I can't tell if it's actually good though.
I don't think it will be as meta-defining as Zeus, but I do think it will have a niche placement in decks that just really need to get rid of shit. For decks that don't summon that often and just need to remove shit too, it also can do some pretty nasty shit. So I think it will have a place. I don't think it will be widespread.
Yeah, well they talked up Zealantis as well. That didn't do much.
Zealantis is kind of neat in Infernity though, because it resets all your soft ones per turns.
That's such a niche interaction, but like
Yeah, but it's cool.
In the matter of Infernity, where like getting all your shit back is kind of a big deal, so you could just use it all again.
Yeah, I love that shit.
But I'm kind of out of things I want to talk about in Agov. Have you got anything?
Yeah, there's a few more choices. I'm gonna ignore stupid shit like fucking Saisho Ruten.
Yeah, like
fucking
the pack filler.
I will talk about one particular pack filler though. Lament of the Immortal Bushi is a continuous spell that makes all monsters in the graveyard become warrior. During the end phase, you can blow up all your monsters. This is an awful card purely there to make Immortal Bushi work.
How does Immortal Bushi work?
He doesn't, but I love when they make cards that do nothing but synergize with a really, really old card. I genuinely like that. That's fun.
Yeah, not all pack filler has to be good. You know, it's like that Manticore smashing. Like we don't like it because it's a good card. We like it because it's just fucking silly.
Yeah, I like it when cards are charming. And it's like, hey, you remember that like Vanilla from 1999? Yeah, he's a boss monster.
Yay!
Labyrinth Butler Arius is a level 6 Dark Fiend. During the main phase as a quick effect, you can send it from hand or field to graveyard to special summon a lab from hand or set a normal trap from hand and it can be activated this turn. If your opponent activates a card or effect in response to the activation of a different lab card or of a normal trap, you can revive this. Oh, cool. Turn 0 D barrier. Very cool.
You love to see it. And by love to see it, I mean hate to see it.
Yes.
This will probably be the one thing that helps Labyrinth like cling to relevancy now that like Kashtira is gone.
Normal traps are about to have a bad time in the banless future.
Yeah.
Exceed the Pendulum is a Link 3, all bottom arrows, and hopefully she's a bottom as well, and needs 2 or more monsters, including a Pend. On Link Summon, you add a Pend from extra deck to hand. Gains 100 stat for each monster you control. During the main phase, if you have 2 Pendulums, you can Pendulum Summon, quote-unquote, a Pendulum monster from hand to graveyard. This is okay. You can probably do a Morphage stuff with her.
I suppose so. Like, I was expecting a bit more, like, considering, like, how good Beyond the Pendulum was, you'd want, like, the next step to reach, like, just slightly better than that. But, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, also Zealantis can reset Gishki Abyss. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, just going back and
I
forth.
love Synchro Rare Loop decks!
Okay. Is that everything?
Let me see. There's a UFO light, which is a fire illusion I don't care about. Uyatsu Tsumuhimi is creepy. Next, Hanayome Ninja. Fucking, scapegoat. Fucking.
Oh, that scapegoat card's like really fucking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a non-token monster you control, tribute one monster, special summon a escape sheep token in defense position. If a non-token monster will be destroyed by battle card effect, you can destroy one of your tokens instead.
Oh, cool. Token control. Alright, one that I actually want to talk about is Invasive Alien Species, IAS. It's a light reptile, and cannot be destroyed by battle card effects while a face-up card is in your opponent's field zone. You can only use each of the following effects of Invasive Alien Species IAS once per turn. If a face-up card is in your opponent's field zone, you can target one monster your opponent controls. Destroy it. If you do, this card gains 1,000 attack. If a face-up card is in your opponent's field zone, this card is in your rear. You can special summon this card. This is really interesting as a tech card in reptile decks, and so they can mill it with Snake Rain or Ogdotic Water Lily, then special summon it and fuck with them. I think it's really interesting, and it's also technically an alien card too, so yeah.
I mean, it's not technically an alien card, it is an alien card. It says alien right on the card.
Yeah, but I feel like that's more by accident than by design, but it is really interesting, though. I like the idea of it, and it's an interesting tech card for reptile decks.
Yeah, I mean, they've got that going for them, which is nice.
Yeah, what the hell is card scanner? I'm looking this up again because I think this has the weird guy. Yeah, you know what? Who cares? It just has the weird card trader, man. All right, I kind of like this set.
Yeah, from like the pendulum stuff we spoke about the other show, all the way through to like Snake Eyes, Diabell Star, the small support's good. What's a funny? The burger stuff's cool. Pendulum. It's got visas, but you know, everyone's got visas at this point. It's like getting herpes. Everyone's got it. Shino Birds is fun. TG sounds pretty good. You know, fuck Horus. Yeah, cool.
Oh yeah, speaking of, we do have a few TCG reviews for it. Duamatef, Blessing of Horus is a promo ultra, meaning it's a secret, and the spell is called King's Sarcophagus.
Okay.
That's about it for Age of Overlord as of now. I imagine tomorrow they'll reveal all of Age of Overlord TCG and say, fuck. Animation Chronicle Stragglers just include a few things, like a Ring Announcer, which is a normal spell, always treated as a Battling Boxer card, and special as a Battling Boxer from hand. Then can pop back row up to the number of Ixis monsters you control. It's fine. Bonfire is a rotor for Pyros. I don't even need to explain why that's good. Photon Delta Wing is a level 4 light machine, and on normal summon it summons another one from hand or deck, then light locks you. Your opponent cannot declare attacks while you control another Delta Wing. It's decent, and it acts as a nice starter alongside Galaxy 100. Not bad. Earthbound Release is a trap that, when a level 6 or higher is summoned, tribute a level 10 Earthbound to destroy as many monsters your opponent controls and burn for their total damage. Interesting card, and is unsearchable outside of Trap Trick, because it's not an Earthbound Immortal card. Bad. Oh yeah, Pulse of the King has one more card left. Fiendish Golem is a trap that targeting banishes a monster with 2,000 more attack until the end phase of the next turn, and if you activated it within
It's a Red Dragon Archfiend or something.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like if you control Red Dragon Archfiend or something, yeah, it sets Fiendish Chain.
Oh yeah, it does. So that's interesting, I think, and it is searchable because I think they have a thing to grab it. So it's it's interesting. And Valiant Smashers.
Valiant's Dick Smasher.
This is gonna be a fucking bloodbath. Okay. Let's start off with Momento, which looks very neat. Memento Tectolica, the Nether Skull Dragon, is a mouthful of a name with an eyeful of a design, and it is a level 11 Earthworm Nomi with 5k stats and can only be special summoned from hand or graveyard by shuffling 5 other Memento monsters with different names from hand and or graveyard into the deck or extra deck. If you control no other monsters, it can attack all opponent's monsters once each. Once per turn, if your opponent activates something, you can special a Memento from hand or graveyard. So
Cool.
most of the Mementos don't really do much reactive, so the summon's not too helpful, but being able to summon itself from graveyard and attack everything with a colossal 5k attack stat is pretty nutty, and it serves as the basis for the rest of the deck.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it all sort of like revolves around getting to this thing as fast as possible. But that might also be the problem with the deck has.
Yeah, it is one of those things that I'll get into it a bit later because it is kind of a deck that like pigeonholes itself by like focusing around one boss. But I think there's worse bosses you could focus around.
True.
And I think it's really gonna depend on fucking how they do future support. Memento Horn Dragon is a level 8 Dark Dragon, and yes, that is Tri-Horn Dragon. The theming of this deck is old vanillas who died and got blinged out, and it sounds like I'm shitting on it, but I really dig it. I've said this a million times before, but I love seeing old monsters just show the fuck up. It's just like, hey, it's me, Tatsuno Togi Shigo.
It's more like they died and got boned up than anything.
They got cool crystals. I like crystal skeletons. It's neat. And if you have 3 or more Memento monsters with different names in graveyard, you can special summon it from hand. If it's destroyed by a card effect, you can target and pop 3 cards, including at least 1 Memento you control. It has an okay summoning condition and helps with board cleaning, since the deck loves blowing itself up. Memento Tatsunuto Shigo is a level 5 Earth Beast, and his name has not gotten any less weird with time. If you only control Mementos, you can special summon it from hand. During the main phase, you can pop a Memento and mill Mementos with different names whose total levels are equal or lower to what was popped. It's got a good summon condition and helps to load up your graveyard. Good shit.
Yeah.
Memento Fairy Witch is a level 3 Dark Spellcaster and searches a Memento monster on summon. You can target a level 2 or lower Memento, pop a Memento to special summon it. It's a Stratos, no complaints here.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Sorry. Hey. Memento Mace is a level 1 Light Fairy and is Key Mace. During the opponent's main phase, if you have the boss, you can discard this to targeting steal a monster for the turn. During your main phase, you can pop a Memento monster to search a Memento card. It's good shit, it's nice disruption, it plays well with Fairy Witch. Memento Goblin is a level 1 Dark Fiend and is Goblin Calligrapher. He is the only one of these guys not from like 1999.
He's the oldest Memento.
He's the youngest Memento. He's from
sorry,
2005.
youngest. Sorry, I forget.
He definitely looks like an NTR Goblin. During the main phase,
I don't like goblins.
Your choice, Spider-Man. If you have the boss, quick effect discard to give your Mementos targeting protection. During the main phase, you can pop up Mementos and mill it to do Memento cards with different names. It's good mills, even though the first effect is kind of underwhelming. And their last main deck monster is Darkblade. He was the last one revealed, and Darkblade's fucking cool, so that's rad. Is already rad as hell by virtue of being Darkblade, so level 4 Dark Warrior. On summon, you can pitch a Memento to pop a back row your opponent has. During the main phase, you can pop a Memento monster to special summon a level 3 or lower Memento from deck. It's just good. Lone Fire for the Searchos. Now they're back row. This shit's important. Nether Skull Temple Mementoran is a field spell. It makes your Mementos Ancient Gears, and if a monster you control is destroyed, you can special summon a Memento with a lower level from hand or graveyard. During the end phase, you can recur a dead Memento trap. It's interesting as a play extender in more ways to get to the back row by milling them with Foolish Burial Goods or a Goblin. Memento Bone Party is just a nice time. It's a quick play that pops a Memento in hand or field, and searches or special summon Memento with a different name from deck. During the main phase, you can banish it to give a Memento you control piercing. This is a good fucking card, and preventing shit from a Super Heavy Samurai from walling the boss is also funny. Good shit.
Yeah.
Bone Back is a quick play, and if a Memento leaves the field by the opponent, special summon the boss from hand or deck, ignoring summoning condition. If your opponent fucks the Memento monster in your graveyard, you can banish this to summon as many Mementos with different names from your deck as possible. This is really interesting. It prevents DD Croak shenanigans with only a single Foolish Burial Goods, but also has a weird first effect and is not guaranteed to go off. It's weird.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't know if it's good or not because of these, like, it requires your opponent to do something. But you know, you can try it.
Yeah, it's very interesting because it's a 0 investment like thing. You get a boss for 0 investment, so I don't know.
More or less.
Yeah. Memento Fracture Dance is a normal trap that pops a card if you have a Memento and pops 2 if you have the boss. If a Memento is in battle, you can banish this from graveyard to make your opponent's monsters lose 1,000 attack. This is a good card. Good disruption, helps you cinch a win. Fun shit. And their last card is Memento Cranium Burst, which is a cool name and a continuous trap. The second effect is once per chain. Your opponent's monster must attack your strongest Memento. When your opponent activates a monster effect in the field, you can reduce the boss's stats by 1,000 to negate that effect. It turns your boss into an Appaloosa, basically fixing the biggest complaint I had about him by giving him, an actual effect. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that last card really kind of, I don't want to say saves, but it certainly like makes it less
It is the
painful to like
glue.
going first.
Yeah, this is the one thing that kind of like holds the deck together.
Yeah, it feels like a good deck to play, but like the results still feel kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna need more work, but I think just giving the boss more significant ways to interact with the opponent, I think will kind of fix this.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see in like a few sets from now.
Anyways, you want to cover Centurions?
Yeah, I'll have a go at Centurions. So Centurions are girls, and robots and Gynax.
The robot is named Sex.
Yeah, buddy. So we start off with I'm going to start from biggest to smallest. We've got Emmet 6. Is at level 8 machine, and during your opponent's turn, if this card's in your hand or graveyard, you can target a Centurion monster you control, place this card in the spell and trap zone as a continuous trap that you target, and then special summon this card from the graveyard. During the main phase, you can special this summon card from your spell and trap zone if it's treated as a continuous trap. Big robot. Yeah, no, he seems pretty good. I wouldn't run too many, but he gives a protection. Yeah, he blocks things because he's got a fat ass.
Me too.
Then we got Primera, who's a level 4 light spellcaster, and while treated as a continuous trap, level 5 or higher Centurion monsters can't be destroyed by card effects. On normal special summon, add a Centurion card from your deck to your hand, except Primera, and then during the main phase, when it's a continuous trap, you can special summon this card. Yeah, so you're going to need 3 of these because it says search. Next up,
I need my Stwanos.
next up is Trudia. And during your main phase, you can place both this card you control and one Centurion monster from your hand or deck, except Centurion Trudia, face up in your spell and trap zone because it's a continuous trap. And then you cannot special summon Centurion Trudia for the rest of this turn. During the main phase, while treated as a continuous spell trap, you can special summon this card and increase its level by 4. Yeah, so basically it's like Lone Fire, but it doesn't actually search places. Which gets Primera, which can special summon itself to get itself your search. So that's it's quite good consistency wise. And oh, look at that, it's Pyra.
Oh no!
And then also it makes itself level 8, and 4 and 8 makes 12 in Mudwire. I don't know if you know that. So which leads us to the big boss monster, which is Centurion Legatia. Monsters you control
That's
with
not
2.
his name. He's a dark dragon.
Shut up! Don't spoil it yet. Monsters you control with 2k or less attack cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay. Onto a turn, if you special summon this card, draw a card, and then destroy your opponent's monster with the highest attack, your choice of tied. During the end phase, you can place one non-synchro Centurion monster from your hand or graveyard in the spell and trap zone as continuous trap. It's level 12. That's what it is. Most level 12 synchros are kind of stinky, so. But this one's pretty good.
The Mathmech one's pretty funny.
Yeah, I say apart from like Final Shrigma, any level 12 synchro that just kind of just takes 2 monsters, they're pretty. They could have been level 8. They could have just been level 8 synchro. But there's plenty of those in the game. Next up is the quick play spell Faith. Centurion Faith, place one Centurion monster in your spell and trap zone as a continuous trap from your hand or graveyard. If a Centurion Synchro monster is special summoned to your field, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target one Centurion monster in your graveyard and place it in your spell and trap zone. So it's like Legatia, but like spell and trap. Legusi. We've got Emblema of Oath. Place a Centurion from your deck in the spell and trap zone, but you can't summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Centurion monsters. While you control that card as a continuous spell and trap. That's pretty much it. Or you can set a Centurion spell and trap directly from your deck. Yeah, another 3 of, because it gets you to all your bits that you want, or sets up your 2 traps. Next is the field spell Stand Up Centurion.
Sit down, Centurion. You're disrupting the movie.
I'm trying to eat a sandwich.
Centurion's dead.
Yeah, so Stand Up Centurion, the field spell cannot be destroyed by your opponent's effects while you control a Centurion monster, and you can only use it to
Did you just call it Sandwich Centurion?
I might have said sandwich instead of field spell. I'm hungry. Fuck. So you can only use each effect some stand-up Centurion once per turn during your main phase. If this card was activated this turn, you can send one card from the hand to your graveyard, place a Centurion monster from your deck and face up as a spell and trap zone as a continuous trap. And if a monster is special summoned, you can immediately after this card effect resolves, synchro summon one synchro monster using monsters you control as material, including Centurion monster. Notice that it doesn't say special summon is Centurion synchro monster, and just any synchro. I'm sure nothing bad will come from this whatsoever.
Curious. Strange even.
And then we got Phalanx. Banish a card your opponent controls until the next standby phase. You can banish this card from your graveyard to summon a Centurion synchro monster from your graveyard, but it loses 1500 attack, which conveniently makes Legacia 2k attack and prevents it from being destroyed by battle. Other than that, I've got nothing. You can like do its draw effect and destroy a card. And finally is Truth Centurion. Send a face-up monster card from your spell trap zone to just Infernity Barrier your opponent. Yeah, we might run into an issue with these cards. Like, by
Calamity's time is fucking numbered.
Yeah, talk about putting a monster on the fucking clock. Yeah, by themselves, this deck's pretty good. Like, it's got a lot of consistency, which you love to see. But the problem is, it's not what they summon in the deck; it's what they summon out of the deck.
Yeah, I don't like this deck at all because it's just King Calamity Turbo, and the moment it stops being able to do that, it will fade away. I don't like this deck's aesthetic. I don't like this deck's game plan because it's fucking boneless vision heroes. I don't like this deck at all.
I disagree on the aesthetics. I love Gynax's big robot.
I do like Gynax too. I just hate this deck. The last one in this fucking set is Val Monica, aka Angle and Debils. Fucking, what else are you supposed to call this?
Pendulum, let's go.
God, I don't want to read this because it's so much text to do so little. I hate this deck. I'm just putting that on the table. I hate this deck.
Oh, is it my turn to do one of these where like you throw the tantrum and I have to read the cards? Yeah, there's a lot of words.
Yeah, you read the cards. I'm just gonna sit back.
So we got Angelo Val Monica, which is the pendulum. The pendulum effect basically boils down to if you have a fiend monster in your other pendulum zone, when you gain life points, put a counter on this card. And when your monster declares a attack, you can immediately link summon a Val Monica monster. And the monster effect is you can discard this card and another card, place a Demone Val Monica. Oh, sorry. If this card is in your hand, you can discard one other card, place this card and Demone Val Monica from your deck in the pendulum zone. During the main phase, if this card is null such summon, you can banish the Val Monica spell and trap from your graveyard, apply that spell and trap card's effect. The other monster, Demone Val Monica, is basically the same, but slightly different. The pendulum effect for that is if you have a fairy monster in the pendulum zone, each time you take effect damage, you put a counter on instead, and all monsters your opponent controls lose 100 damage per resonance counter. And its effect on field is basically the same. One banishes spells, the other one banishes traps. No, they both banish spell traps, and they both apply effects. You'd think these are would be really good effects, being able to banish them and copy effects from banishing from the graveyard, but you'd be sorely mistaken. But they got two link monsters. Sorry, what was that?
We made their special ability to copy the effect of Giant Germ.
I love that card. And to be fair, no, that's not fair. That's not fair on Giant Germ. It summons two other Giant Germs. They don't do that.
I can do that by sneezing.
Oh no, not again.
Continue.
Yeah, so we got the first Link 1 with 2500 attack, Divine Oddity of Val Monica's Zebufera. It takes one effect monster. Zubublu. It can't be link summoned unless you have a fiend monster with 3 or more resonance counters in your pendulum zone. You can only summon it once per turn, and if this card be destroyed or by card effect, top battle, you can remove 3 counters from your Pendulum Zone instead. Once per opponent's turn, you can target one of your Val Monica normal spell traps that are banished in your graveyard and apply that spell trap's effect. So basically, you banish the cards with your small Angle or Debil, and then you make this thing and do it again. Wow.
Yeah.
And then you got the other one.
Do it again.
I'll fucking do it again. Odd deity of Val Monica, Gui Arm. Same again. Takes an effect monster, 2500 attack, and it has to be something when the fairy monster has 3 or more resonance count in your Pendulum Zone. Once per turn, if this card is linked summon, you can target monsters your opponent controls up to your number of resonance counters in Pendulum Zone and destroy them. You can remove 3 resonance counters from your Pendulum Zone. This card can make a second and third attack during each battle phase. I've noticed it says each battle phase. Like you have more than one.
Do not turn this into a Valkyrie situation, please, for the love of God. I beg
Yeah,
you.
but like, does that copy the battle phase? I thought that like moves you to your next battle phase of the next turn.
I don't even know anymore.
This is well and truly depressed Mudwire. Holy shit. It's fine. It's Megalith B Thor at home. So let's quickly get onto the spells and traps. We got Skelter. Apply one of these effects. Your opponent's choice. If you do not have a Val Monica card in your Pendulum Zone, gain 500 life points. Then place 1 card from your hand on bottom of the deck, and if you do, draw 2 cards, or take 500 damage and add a Val Monica spell trap from your deck to your hand. It's kind of concerning seeing the term your opponent's choice, but at least in this case, neither of the effects are particularly terrible. Next up is Versaire. Same again. Gain 500 life points, and you can excavate the card from the top of the deck until you hit a Val Monica card, and if you do, add it to your hand and shuffle the rest into the deck. Or take 500 damage and send 1 Val Monica card from the deck to the graveyard. I know which one I'd be choosing if my opponent doesn't have one. And that would be sending something from the deck to the graveyard, because fuck giving you cards in your hand. Next is Intonaire. Apply one of these effects, blah blah. Gain 500. If you have a monster in your graveyard that can be special summoned, your opponent chooses one of them for you to special summon. Or take 500 damage and add a level 4 monster from your graveyard to your hand. It's pretty stanky. Not too keen on that one. Now from the field spell, which has a really cool name at least, in Angelic Demonic Selector, Val Monica. I Wombo, you Wombo, Shishimi, Val Monica. On activation, add a Val Monica from deck to your hand. If a third resonance counter is placed on a card in your Pendulum Zone, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, take control of it until the end phase, but it can't declare an attack.
You know what else did this? Ursa Arctic.
Yeah, just
It's not a situation you want to be in.
Just why are there two field spells where you need counters to take control of your opponent's monster? Like at least Asartic, it was just a quick effect snatch steal for having 7 counters. This is like you have to put the 3rd counter on, and all your Val Monicas can have more than 3 counters. So I'm assuming 6, 7, and 8 counters. Like if you hit counter 6, you can't do it. It has to be the 3rd counter, surely.
Okay, hold on.
What is the wording on this? Because it goes if the 3rd, not every 3 resonance counters.
If the 3rd, yeah. Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah, I was like, doing the research on this. I was like just agonizing over. It's like, is it the 3rd or is it like every 3? No, it's like you get 1 chance.
Would you take it?
No, that would mean I have to play the deck. Right, let's get this over with. We've got 2 traps, Guiding Rhythm, trap card. Gain 500, destroy spell trap. Take 500, you can bounce a monster from the field. I'm pretty sure, like, if there isn't a spell and trap on the field to destroy, this literally can't resolve the other way, so your opponent will have to bounce a monster. And then the other one is Selecting Melody. Gain 500, your opponent cannot target Val Monica cards with card effects, or take 500 and then negate the effects of 1 effect monster. We're the same again. And that was Val Monica.
This is one of the worst decks I've ever seen.
Pretty much. Like, I'm pretty sure in some of the deck mock-ups I've seen this, like, it's basically Clown Blade.
That's Clown, alright. Fucking You have to open one of their pens and 3 of their fucking back row to do anything in this deck.
Yeah, it's extra stinky. I've not seen a pendulum deck this bad since Sulphur Chords, and it's pretty strange that they made 2 musical pendulum decks just fucking awful.
Man, these bitches don't know how to sing their scales.
Meanwhile, Symphonic Warrior Chaz just fucking special summoning all over the place.
Do you mind? I need to flip my monster.
Right, where do we go from here? What a fucking terrible set.
Yeah, Centurion will be good for a little bit because it's horrible, and then Calamity will be banned. It will go back to being the fucking stupid idiot circle. Momento is neat, but not that great. And yeah, Val Monica exists. Now for something good. Reggie, what's your opinion on starting fires?
I've been advised by my parole officer not to answer that question.
Your pro officer's a pussy. Fire King deity Garunix Eternity is a rank 8 fire pyro, which fits nicely with the deck's generally aligned levels, except for some level 3s. Onyxy summon, nuke all other monsters. You can detach a mat to pop a back row and give it 500 attack. If it's destroyed with materials, you can special summon Fire Kings from the graveyard up to the number of mats this card had. This is phenomenal. It's a good new boss, generic, it nukes shit, it plays into everything the deck wants to do.
Spicy chicken.
Yeah. Sacred Fire King Garunix is a level 8 fire-winged beast. If your fire monster blows up, you can special summon this from hand or graveyard. On summon, pop a fire beast, beast warrior, or winged beast in hand, face up field, or deck. Oh, hey, Tri Brigade. How are you? How are you doing? Curious. Then this guy gains attack equal to half of the destroyed monster's attack. This is less flexible than it seems, since most of your good targets are either Fire Kings or Kits, but that's still really fucking good.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool popping Garunix from deck, the original Garunix from deck, and then just like having it come back as well.
Guess what you get to deal with next turn. Fire King High Avatar Kieran has redeemed the horse, and during the main phase as a quick effect, you can pop another fire in hand or field because turn 0 plays. If destroyed, you can special a Fire King from hand or graveyard and pop a card on the field. Meaning that, yeah, you can pop a Garunix in your hand while the opponent is setting up. It's like, curious. It looks like there's a ticking time bomb going off. Strange.
Yeah, and we live in a format now where banishing is like less prevalent, so have fun.
Yeah. Sorry. If destroyed, you can special summon a Fire King from hand or graveyard and pop a card on the field. Theoretically, you can pop another copy of itself to give yourself disruption turn 0, which is funny. Sanctuary of the Fire Kings is a continuous spell. When it resolves, you can place Fire King Island from your deck face up in your field zone. If a card in your field would be destroyed, you can pop a fire in hand or field instead. Yeah, if a card in your field zone, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm double checking. Okay, cool. If your opponent special summons a monster, you can Ixie summon a fire monster using only Fire Kings. So you basically make the new boss, not much else, but it's still cool as fuck. It's like, you dare trespass upon my land? Meet the chicken.
Get off my island.
You damn dirty ape.
You can talk.
Fire King. I can sing. Fire King Avatar Hanuman is monkey, and oh, we wasted the fucking Planet of the Apes joke on a bird.
It's fine. We'll do it here. Dr. Zeus, Dr. Zeus. Oh, Dr. Zeus.
I need a second opinion. It's your back row. If a Fire King he's a level 4 Fire Beast Warrior. If Fire King you controls pops, you can special summon this from hand. It can negate back row by popping another fire. It's good. It complements the elephant. India is back with a vengeance after the Kashtira incident.
Uh-oh.
Come on, motherfucker! It's time to show you who the untouchable is!
Oh.
That was the people's elbow.
The people's... Oh my god.
Fire King Sacred Immolation is a quick play that targeting pops an equal number of your Fire Kings and your opponent's cards. You can banish it from graveyard to give a Fire King card destruction protection. Yeah, it's decent. I'd run it at like 1 because it's searchable and it's good fun disruption.
It's weird seeing like Fire Kings have effects that protect them from destruction when that's basically exactly what they want to do. It's
Look, just because you want to kill yourself doesn't mean you're going to let that bank robber do it first.
Come on, kill me.
It's about the principle of the matter. It's like, I'm the only one allowed to do this, you son of a bitch.
Their final trap is Solidarity Strike. You can summon a Fire Beast, Beast Warrior, and Wing Beast, one of each from hand, deck, or graveyard, but their effects are negated and they're destroyed during the
No, hand deck and graveyard.
Oh, hand deck. One each from hand deck and graveyard. Sorry. And then you banish this card from your graveyard to prevent your opponent from activating cards or effects when Fire Kings are summoned. I don't like this, but it's like the only stinker out of an entire structure deck. So.
I kind of like it actually because here's the thing: if you activate it on, hold on, let me double check it just to make sure I'm. Yeah, so you activate it essentially like it is a little bit slow, but getting you that much advantage is pretty good, and it's good for the grind game, especially when you summon a shit ton of stuff, and then they're destroyed during the end phase. Then next standby phase, you banish this, and then summon all your guys back, and when Garunix comes back, they can't do shit about their entire field getting sent to, like, hell.
Specifically to hell.
Also, you can summon Coach Trainer.
Oh yeah, you can. You can make the big guy.
True Fire King Ponix is a level 1 Fire Wing Beast, so get them snake eyes. If your fire monster is exploded, you can special summon this from hand. On summon, you can search Fire King back row. During the next standby after it was exploded, you can recur it. This is fucking fantastic. I cannot express how much I love this shit. It's so fun, all the support is just nutty, and blowing yourself up is hilarious.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that they've, instead of like relenting and just doing like a get in the gate, it just sticks to like the grindy nature of the original structure deck.
Yeah, it's just like, you have made the wrong choice. You have picked life over death. Prepare for death. Just, it's great. It's delightful. I like it. Well, yeah, it's a deck, and we are getting it here in the TCG, which is good.
Yeah, that's always reassuring because like they can do anything when they break it up and put it in a random set. That always like concerns me.
Yeah, it's weird because like breaking up the legendary duelist sets I think has actually been better for those sets, but like breaking up structure decks always sucks.
7 ultra rares, come on. Yeah,
fucking. Sorry, I was just gonna say the next set has also been revealed. We're gonna get some Prime Ubusi.
Yeah, we've got some cards here already, but we can either hold it for this one or go to the next episode.
You know what? Let's just burn through all this ASAP. Yeah, okay. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Anyways, Yubel is back again. She's fucking back. I love her. Fucking Spirit of Yubel has the same stats as the original, and when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can special summon her. On summon, she can search a back row that mentions Yubel. Spirit of Neos moment. Cannot be destroyed by battle, no battle damage for you, and if destroyed, you can special summon a Yubel from anywhere. She's good to start with, and the stat line means it has some synergy with Sacred Beasts, which was likely intended.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's Geist Grinder Golem. Oh, he came back.
Grinder Golem jump scare.
Summon a token now, you cunt! Is a level 8 Dark Fiend, 3k attack, 300 defense, and you can reveal a Yubel monster in hand, special summon it to your opponent's field, then special summon the Yubel monster to your field. During damage calculation, if it battles a Yubel monster, opponent gains 3,000 life points. If you special summon the original Yubel while this is in the graveyard, you can special summon it to the opponent's field. It's neat, it has recursion so you can keep slamming into it, and it spits Yubels out from the hand. Good shit. Samsara Regenerating Lotus is a level 1 Dark Fiend. Instead of a plant, which is a trade-off, it works with the Sacred Beast stuff because of it, but no Lone Fire Blossom. And speaking of Lone Fire Blossom, you contribute it to special summon a Yubel from deck. During the opponent's turn, if a monster effect is activated while you control a Yubel monster, you contribute this card to make the effect to pop a Yubel instead. During the end phase, if you have OG Yubel and this is in graveyard, you can either add it to hand or special summon it. This is a pretty fantastic card. It sets up 2 disruptions, sort of, off of a 1-card combo. It's searchable by Puri Rice and 1-for-1. It's good shit. I'm also pretty sure that his hand is like covered in doo-doo feces.
Doo-doo feces, yeah. My biggest concern about this and Geist Grinder Golem is like, you need to have the original Yubel I know it's part of the deck, but like, Spirit of Yubel is right there.
Counterpoint. Have some fucking fun.
I want to have fun, but like, I have to summon Yubel first. She won't let me have fun.
Yeah, imagine that hermaphrodite demon. What am I talking about? Anyways, we've then got Yubel, der Schweinenglingen Kampfen der Panzerdusser,
Das ewig liebe Wachter.
a level 12 Dark Fiend fusion with 0 stats. It needs a Yubel monster and any number of effect monsters. If fusion summoned, you can burn your opponent for 500 damage for each fusion material used. Cannot be destroyed, and you take no battle damage. If it battles an opponent's monster, burn it for its attack, then banish it. This is a hell of a boss monster, mostly for its summon condition. Your board, my board.
Your board, no board.
No balls.
It's also
I also
pretty...
love how she's like a flame wingman.
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing. Like the flame wingman aesthetic's pretty good, and it's nice that it's also basically power creeped Ultimate Nightmare as well, but by banishing instead of destroying.
I think it's nice that I give her a kiss.
Next.
Anyways, don't make this awkward. Anyways,
You made this awkward. It was already awkward.
Nightmare Pain is a continuous spell that can pop a dark in your hand or field to add a Yubel or card that mentions it from deck. Forces your opponent's monsters to attack your Yubels as able, and it reflects battle damage from Yubels. It's a good card, it gives you more ways to hurt the opponent, plays into the game plan, and it searches. Mature Chronicle is a weird name and a weird card. It's a continuous spell. Each time a Yubel monster or one that mentions it is special summoned, it gains a counter. Hard once per turn to remove counters. 1 specials Yubel from GY. 2 recurs are banished. 3 banishes 1 from deck. 4 pops a card, and 5 searches Super Poly. This one is interesting, but feels a bit slower than the other stuff, and it kind of feels like you can't get much mileage off of this.
Yeah, but picture this, Mudwire. You can activate this card. You can then activate Spell Chronicle, discard your entire hand, banish 5 fill and traps from your deck, and then add Super Poly to your hand.
How? Wait, how are you getting that super power? Wait, if your hand's gone, then what?
Yeah, no, you can just add Super Poly straight to your hand. You can't add anything else. You've got nothing else to go off of, but it's the thought that counts.
But you need the special summon Yubel monsters to make Mature Chronicle work.
Yeah, but Spell Chronicle gives you Chronicle counters, and you can take Chronicle counters from anywhere to activate Mature Chronicle.
Reggie, what?
But then the whole joke was that Peter's explaining the joke here. You see, Lois, you have to discard your entire hand to activate Spell Chronicle. So you discard 3, banish 5 spell traps from your graveyard, and add Super Poly with nothing to discard for it.
Alright, that is silly, actually. Anyways, the last new card is Eternal Favorite, a continuous trap that can be searched by Infernal Rage. So that's rad as fuck. You can use 1 effect per turn, either special a banished or dead Yubel and give it summon protection, or if you control Yubel, you discard a card and send this card to graveyard and Super Poly. This is great shit. It gives you a second disruption off of Lotus, and also the artwork's really nice, and I love the flavor fact that it can be searched by Infernal Wingman. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, like this, Yubel is just full of flavor. That's all I've got.
I don't know if I'd say it that way, but Anyways, Coney Island Whitefish, baby. White Sunfish. If White Sunfish is a level 4 water fish, and if it's in hand, you can target a level 4 or lower dead fish with the same name as a card you control, special this and special that. If special summoned from graveyard, you can make it a tuner for the turn. Tuner. White Sardine is a level 2 white fish, and you can send a white sardine from deck to graveyard. The special list from... I'm just gonna have to not say that word because you're just gonna keep
it's like yeah, we spoke about this the other night, where the internet has basically brain rotted everyone into just saying things on command.
Press the button to get cereal. White Sardine is a level 2 water fish, and you can send a White Sardine from deck to graveyard to special this from hand, then waterlock the extra deck. If special summon, it does the usual. Play starter right here with a Sunfish seems aight. White Aura Porpoise is a level 6 fish synchro on Synchro. You can special a level 4 or lower fish from hand or graveyard, then special summon a monster with the same name from graveyard if you want. If destroyed by opponent and sent to graveyard, you can banish a dead water to revive and tuner it. Good extender, basically, can potentially get you fat field presence and more tuners. White Reincarnation is a continuous spell, and when it resolves, you can add a fish that can become a tumor from deck to hand.
Become a tumor.
A tumor.
It's not a tumor.
I noticed that, but I wanted to keep trucking. It's not a tuner.
I couldn't resist, sorry.
No, that's fine. At the end of the damage step, you can attack with it again. If a level 8 or higher fish synchro is revived, you can pop all your opponent's monsters. This makes White Aura an archetype, finally, technically. These are neat, but the deck conflicts with Goaty and still doesn't do much going first, so I guess they set up White Reincarnation with a Synchro in graveyard. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like most synchro spammy decks that sort of just end on some monsters. Like, I suppose, is it the Bicorn Goaty does like a banish, and it's like quick play synchros.
Goaty.
Yeah, it's still nothing to write home about.
What is Magispector?
Yeah, you can read these ones. I fucking hate Magispectors.
I don't blame you, they can get annoying. Magispector Porcupine Yamarashi is a level 4 wind spellcaster pen, scale 2. During the main phase, you can quick effect special summon it if you have a Magispector monster. On summon, set a dead Magispector spell, opponent destruction and targeting protection. Magispector Draco is a rank 4 wind spellcaster Ixie's Pendulum, scale 5, that was a mouthful. Pendulum effect allows you to grab a Magispector card from deck if you have a Magispector or Draco Slayer in other Pendulum Zone. Then you can pop a card in Pendulum Zone. If you can Pendulum Summon 4, you can Pendulum Summon this from extra deck. If a monster is tributed while this is on the field, you can detach material to special a level 6 or lower wind spellcaster from deck. If popped or tributed, you can put it in Pen Zone. This is great! Magispector Orthrus, new, is a wind spellcaster link 2 and needs 2 pens, including a Magispector. On Link Summon, you can lock 2 Magispector and Draco Slayer and recur 2 face-up Magispector Pendulums from your extra deck. Then you can put 2 different named Magispectors from deck and extra deck. It's really nice, it's good setup. And last is Magispector Wind, which is a quick play that, when activated, you can also tribute a Wind spellcaster. It specials a Magispector from hand or graveyard, or if you tribute it, it summons from deck. Good shit! It ties together with some neat combos you can do with the new stuff.
Yeah, I suppose so. Like my biggest issue with Magispectors is obviously just the fact that they're just annoying little shits. My second problem
Fair.
is like the Majesty Pegasus card, which is also a Magispector. Can just search any field spell, and they're all spellcasters.
Yeah, this deck seems designed to be annoying.
Yeah, it's like it's going to be played by children at locals who just like to ruin your day.
Yeah.
But I'm not so fussed. I can run over all this shit with War Rocks. It's fine.
Lamau. But it gets better. You ever heard of this little dude called Skull Guardian?
I remember a Skull Guardian.
Do you remember Novox's prayer?
Not off by heart.
Do you remember the Titty Dragon?
Which one?
Novox, the Silent Enforcer Disciple, is a level 1 light fairy with 50 attack and 20-50 defense. On summon, you can place a Silent Force count continuous back row from deck face up and back row zone. You can use this as the entire requirements for the ritual summon of a light dragon or warrior. If a light warrior dragon ritual is special while she's dead, you can revive her. Saphira, the wise Silent Forcer Queen, is a level 6 light dragon, 2500, 2400. You can discard her to mill a ritual spell, then search a light warrior / dragon ritual from deck or graveyard. You can banish her from graveyard to ritual summon the above. Yes, she is the titty dragon ritual, but as a real woman, so she's safe now. Seravis, the sagely Silent Forcer Dragon, is a level 7 dragon, and you can special it by shuffling 2 spells from hand and or graveyard into the deck, including a ritual. When your opponent activates something, you can bounce this, then special a light warrior / dragon ritual from hand or deck, but spin during the end phase of the next turn. Meaning you can summon Seravis straight from deck and fuck with them, because it's funny. Also, this is searchable by Starry Night Balefire. So, funny. Skull Guardian, the Silent Forcing Protector, is a level 7 Light Warrior ritual and mentions Silent Forcing Prayer. On ritual summon, you can search a Silent Force or that ritual category. Gains an additional 20-50 attack while Novox is on field or graveyard, so his attack is doubled. When your opponent activates a card or effect while you control Novox, you can negate and destroy. He will protect his daughter! Fuck off! Silent Forcing Prayer is a ritual spell. It rituals a light from hand by attributing lights. If a light ritual you control leaves the field by opponent's card effect, you can banish this to special summon Cerevis Ritual, Saphira Ritual, or the new Skull Guardian from hand or deck, ignoring summon conditions. Not the craziest spell, but having the ability to vomit up another Skull Guardian or a Cerevis on demand is neat, even if Saphira sucks. Also, tying these three together is still insane to me. Two more. Silent Forcing Barrier is a continuous spell. And while you control no Vox or a light ritual, your opponent's monsters cannot target non-rituals for attacks, and cannot target lights with card effects. During the main phase, you can search a Silent Force or a Skull Guardian ritual from deck. It's a good card, it's more consistency, makes a neat little chain with no Vox. And their last card is Silent Forcing Authority. Continuous trap. During the main phase, you can shuffle a light blah 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 ritual or ritual spell from hand or graveyard into the deck, and if you do, search or summon a Silent Force. Or target cards your opponent controls up to the number of those rituals you control, pop them, and this card. It's good disruption, I just wish it didn't pop itself. And I dig this deck. It's a bit weird, but I kind of dig it. I wouldn't think that something that sounds as generic on paper, like Light Warrior Dragon, would actually be pretty fun. I've tested it a little bit, and it's more formidable than you'd think. It's not like meta relevant or anything, but it's fun.
My biggest concern is like there's a lot of searching, and like I said this about the Burger level 1 fairy, but like Diviner is in a lot of trouble because this like just being able to summon shit from the deck on being tributed when it sends Arclight by itself anyway.
I will laugh if Drytrons aren't the thing to get her banned.
It'll be impressive. Like I'm actually shocked that Drytron make Beatrice is not the thing that gets Diviner of the Heralds banned. It's cool. I like it. Like Novox has no right being as good as it is. Neither does Skull Guardian for that matter. Like
it's so cool.
It gets bigger than fucking Chaos Max and it gets a negate. Why?
Okay. Well, here's the thing. There's been a pattern recently of vanilla rituals getting shit. So let's talk about Crab Turd.
Yeah, no. First the Burger, now the Skull Guardian. Where's my fucking Dokuro rider?
Hey, yeah, where's Chakra? That shit's rad.
Where's all of them? I like Fiend Mirror. I like
the whale doesn't count because he's got like 2 retrains now. He's fine.
Yeah. He's but Garma Sword. Come on, guys. There's market for Garma Sword.
War Lion.
Javelin Beetle. Come on, give me the Javelin Beetle.
Hell yeah, I'd love a ritual insect deck. Anyways, Horus. Oh, we brought back the level 1. I now care. Horus, the Black Flame deity, sucks balls.
Good.
Moving on. I have like 6 minutes before I gotta leave.
All right, yeah, it's probably like as an addendum to that, it's like the Horus stuff doesn't have anything to do with the actual Horus Black Flame Dragon. Even if though it's level 8, you can't special summon it in any capacity in Horus. So probably for the best, but you know.
Yeah, it's like a bad Eldritch, essentially. He only works in hand in a graveyard-based deck. He sends all your opponent's shit to the graveyard if a King Sark or Horus leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, and sends all other monsters to hell, the graveyard. They also got Stonewall of the Imperial Tombs, which is a field spell, and becomes King Sark in the field zone. And once per turn, you can search a Horus, then put 1 from hand on bottom of the deck. If you use the effect of the new Horus, you can draw 1. The search makes it tolerable, but what is that draw? God damn.
Yeah, I think they knew that like this is what the deck's doing now. Yeah, just have some cards. Fuck it.
Anyways, we also got something called
Terminal World 7.
Which is support for certain terminal world dual terminal shit. And they get literally every card they ever had is getting reprinted, starting with Ice Barrier. Oh my god, it's good.
It's real
good. Lancea, not that one. Dragonic Ancestor of the Ice Spirit Mountain is a level 10 Water Dragon Synchro, 3,300 and 2,700. Needs a Water Tuner. Once per chain and twice per turn, if your opponent specials a monster, you can special an Ice Barrier from anywhere but banished. Then you can change an opponent's monster's battle position. If this synchro summoned card is killed by the opponent, you can special summon an Ice Barrier from extra deck and it's treated as a synchro summon. Oh, that's fucking cool. Now, if only they had some floodgates worth. Georgius, Swordman of the Ice Barrier, is a level 6 Water Wing Beast Tuner. If you control an Ice Barrier, you can special summon a defense position from your hand. On summon, you can special summon a level 5 or lower Ice Barrier from hand or graveyard. Royal Knight. Monsters in your opponent's graveyard cannot activate their effects while you control another Ice Barrier. It took us this long for them to get a good fucking floodgate. Holy shit.
Right. And it also answers the biggest question, like, how the fuck do I get General Wayne out of my hand?
This way, you son of a bitch. Mirror Magic Master of the Ice Barrier is a level 2 Aqua Tuner, and you contribute another effect monster to special summon up to 3 fucking Ice Barrier tokens, all Aqua level 1. Then locks you to Water Synchro from the extra deck. If sent to the graveyard, you can add an Ice Barrier that is banished or in deck. So you combo this with Winds to go +3 or something. So, you know,
yeah, I was about
that's
to say,
pretty great.
By itself, the 3 level 1 tokens and the level 5 tuner only makes level 8. So that's fine. But I do see you have a speaker in your graveyard. You're banishing it for another token. Oh, it's Trish.
Frozen Domains leading to the Ice Barrier is a continuous trap that makes all your Ice Barrier monsters spell speed 4. If a monster is summoned from the extra deck, you can bounce or spin an Ice Barrier you control, then you can place a card on field or in graveyard on the bottom of the deck. During the end phase, reveal 3 Ice Barriers with different names in extra deck or pop this card. This is fantastic. It's good protection, it's good disruption, and it's good lore that doesn't disrupt the deck. You have to keep the fuckers sealed away, otherwise you die. Good shit.
It's just like, show your opponent, you're like, yeah, don't worry, they're still in there. For now.
It's the TSA of extra decks. Alright. Infernoids. I fear one thing. Infernoid Evil is a level 1 Fire Fiend fusion. Sorry.
I'll make the joke in a second. So carry on.
And needs 2 Infernoids. On fusion summon, you can banish an Infernoid from graveyard to mill Infernoids with different names from each other from deck to graveyard equal to said monster's level. If sent to graveyard or banished, you can search a void back row. Absolutely bananas. Only thing holding it back is needing to fusion summon it.
Evil. Every Infernoid is lemons.
Infernoid Flood is a Link 4 Fire Fiend and needs 2 or more monsters, including an Infernoid. If your opponent would special summon, you contribute a monster to negate and banish the summon. If a card is banished from your graveyard, you can banish a card on the field. If destroyed by opponent's card, you can ignore special summon an Infernoid from deck. It's a neat array of effects, but it may be too much for the deck to summon consistently, because, come on, how are you getting 4 guys on the field?
Good question. I don't play Infernoid, so like I'm not. These are all rhetorical questions.
Same. Void Blaze Up is a normal spell that reveals an Infernoid and Void back row in hand. It discards your entire hand, then draws what you discarded. Second effect is once per duel, and if you control no monsters or only fiends, except the turn this card hit the graveyard, you can banish it from graveyard.
Target up to 11. 11 banished.
Up to 11.
Up to a fucking 11. Dude, weed.
Of your banished Infernoids and return them to the graveyard. This card, the first effect is okay. It's not reveal both. It's reveal an Infernoid monster or a Void spell trap, and it's not hard once per turn on the first effect. So you can not chain this, but you can continuously do this. And then the last card is Void Barrier, a continuous spell which has Infernoids gain 100 attack for each banished Noid. If you control no monsters or only fiends, you can either recur a banished Noid or special summon one from hand, ignoring summon conditions. This is decent, but not as strong as the other stuff. It's still a good showing, though.
Yeah, if the other like archetypes they reveal for this set are as good as this, then oh shit. What could they possibly reveal though?
I hope it's worms.
I hope it's worms. Oh
Good
yes,
talk.
So, yeah, good. Since we're speed running through everything, have we got time to talk about Duel Links and the bad thing?
Yes, let me just go through a few quick things here. A couple extra things are just revealed in other side sets. Flame Tongue, the blazing magical blade, is a Link 2 Fire Warrior. It needs 2 fires. Face up back row you have cannot be destroyed by the opponent. You can recur a banished fire monster but cannot activate its effects this turn. Yeah, it's alright. Rescue Ace can probably use it, and things like Volcanic can probably use it. It's not bad. There's Junk Dragonlet, which is a level 5 Earth. I don't care. Burgundy the Magic Elf is bad. Brionac the Dragon of Icy Malevolence is not an Ice Barrier and is bad. Blaze, Supreme Ruler of Dragons, looks fucking sick as a rank 7 Fire Dragon, same stat line as Blaster Aster. And you can detach a mat to pop a card in your hand or field and that your opponent controls. And you can banish 2 fires or dragons from hand or graveyard to revive this. Bounce it when it leaves field. It exists. It's rank 7, so it doesn't work with rank 8. The 2-player starter set exists. Whatever. Battles of Legends Season 1 is not going to be that great. It will have number 90 and not good meta reprints. Rescue Hedgehog. Fucking Konami set up a big announcement, hyped it up, and it's a tournament. A tournament where the Exodia riots happened. Lamau.
We're going back to the start.
Yay! Over Future Fusion is a continuous spell that lets... I don't care. Fucking Maze of Millennia has been announced. And it's giving us a lot of the Animation Chronicle imports, like the
Kyoptera.
dinosaur, Bonfire, Arcana Force,
The devil.
the fucking Earthbound Servant, and
Transaction.
apparently Flame Swords, rollback transaction, and Flame Swordsman support.
I told you it was coming.
Also a Photon Delta Wing. I'm fine with it here. This set's probably not going to be good, so I'll just buy singles. But the last big thing I want to talk about is Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel 7's world is getting added to Duel Links. And here's the fucking problem.
What's the problem?
The problem is that resources are shared with the main world. They don't have a separate currency for this. You have to split your gems between both worlds.
They're going to cut the price in half, right? For everything? No? No.
No. They're just making it... They really want this to be dead on arrival, I guess. This is one of the worst choices I've made, because why dip my toes into an entirely new format while I have to build up all my staples from the ground up when I can just, continue to play Duel Links? I'm not fucking stupid. Well, I am, but shut up.
You're playing Duel Links. Don't finish that sentence.
I know, but yeah, the fucking I'm really not looking forward to it, and it's in a few days, and it's gonna be terrible and awful, and I just want more actual characters and not this stupid shitty world that they're gonna abandon because it sucks, just like Dark-Sided Dimensions.
Yeah, they really fucking speedrun themselves to this point, don't they? Like
Yeah,
I remember only a few years ago that we were just sat there on like Xyz's world.
God. But yeah, this is the end of it all. There's life's ending, the world's ending. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Why did I say that? End podcast.